adrenaline rush. Don't race it, he never goes. Do it fast, capturing the view. FPV goggles, taking me through, watching the world from up above. FPV adventure, all I love. Off axis sensor and koala on YouTube, they're taking over, sharing drone videos all around. FPV community, breaking new ground.
Boo. Welcome. Another awesome Tuesday edition of FPV Your World Tuesdays. Yes, that's right. Tuesdays. Thanks again, everybody, for being here. We've got an awesome show lined up for you. We've got our friend Novice Quads, aka Lawrence, in the back waiting for us. If you haven't checked out his channel, there is some links down in below. Let's bring our co-host in, like always, Mr. Danzilla, Mr. Baldzilla.
Greetings,
And Mr.
everyone.
Walla. Welcome in.
Yo, what's up?
Yeah,
I was worried I wouldn't be recognized.
you both were wearing some OG shirts. I like it. It's the Block Grinder versus the FPV t-shirt.
Yeah,
It's the same, like
There you
it's
go.
the TV versus the TV shirt. It's awesome. Fuck yeah. Awesome. Well, how
Pretty
you guys been? You guys had a good week since we've seen you last?
Yeah,
yeah, not too
not
shabby.
bad.
I didn't see any videos, so we didn't have any lined up for you this week for the
No,
Yeah, I've got a
yeah, I went out once.
freestyle one.
Yeah, I went out once with a buddy of mine, and I only had about 3 packs charged, but for 2 of the packs, the light was gone. So,
Oh, shoot.
I basically just made that. I think that little reel that you guys saw, I guess that was last week now.
Cruising around,
Yeah, so I haven't really flown since then, but I got a lot
Sure.
of edits to get to, but I had some work going on. So
Right.
Ooh, I did hit a gap that I've been jonesing to hit for a long time. A vertical gap in the trees above the road in front of my place. It's
Oh,
about
yeah?
this big around.
Big tree gap.
And if you don't, and it's above the road. So if you don't pull out in time, you're hitting the road. You're not
That's
hitting the
hilarious.
grass or anything. But I
Yeah.
finally hit it just
Wait,
once. But yeah,
Not with the
all you
7-inch
need.
though.
yeah.
That's wicked.
What's that?
Cool. Not with a 7-inch though, right?
No, I don't do that with the 7-inch. That's not what she's for.
no,
Right.
She's for cruising.
Crash it
She's
and
only been
smash
upside
it.
down a few times. She's only
Yeah.
been upside down a few times.
Well, that's good.
yeah, I tested the roll and flip functions a couple times on my 7-inch, but
It works.
it feels a lot different than a 5-inch. I'll put it that way. It's like
Yeah.
kind of feels like a tank more so than like I don't know.
Yeah.
It's not as nimble. So I wouldn't want to be pushing it and hitting gaps and pulling up at the last second and stuff like that because I'm not there yet with it. I'm not as familiar as my
Well, and
5-inch
you know what?
kind of thing, but, yeah.
On my 7-inch, I have my rates a lot slower than my freestyle rig. Which actually I'm just on default rates for my 7-inch. I didn't actually change it from that, but it flies smooth and I don't need to be doing crazy super fast adjustments for the way I'll be flying. So unless I'm doing like a dive, I guess, and you want it to do like a, little spinorama, I might need faster rates, but
I do my rates the same on all my quads. My rates are always
Yeah.
the same. Sometimes my expo is a bit different. Like with the 7-inch, I got a bit more expo just to smooth it out, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Throttle mid. Yeah. Totally.
yeah, I don't know. I saw people recommending to like always use the same rates across all quads, just because your muscle
Yeah.
memory, right? And one thing I actually did notice when when I was out of the country flying the 7-inch, when I went to go fly the 5-inch, I felt so off. Like everything just felt so fast, and my freestyle took a bit of a hit because it just felt like hyper speed.
Yeah, my rates are definitely different between different size drones, but if it's the same size drone, then yes, I'll do the same rates. Yeah, you definitely want to change it up, especially with micros. If you have the same rates as like a 7-inch, then it's just going to fly so wonk.
So
it's
slow,
just going to be
right?
like, or very twitchy at the very extreme either, right? So
yeah.
Let's bring in Novice Quads. He's been waiting very patiently in the background. We've been talking about our day here, but it's very awesome news to hear from you guys. Novice Quads, welcome in, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah,
What's up,
bring
guys?
Welcome.
Bring a piece of New York into the Canadian stream.
Yeah.
Hey, what's going on? How's everyone?
Yeah,
Good.
Very good.
excellent.
You know,
So,
you guys make me a little jealous. I used to have walls like that behind me.
Yeah. Totally.
Oh, this isn't my wall. This is this is
Bardwell.
Joshua Bardwell's background. I use this just as a joke.
You're turning
I should
into a
change that.
Bardwell actually right now.
There you go.
Slowly turning
I
into
kind of look like
Bardwell.
him now, don't I?
Yes, yeah.
Oh, geez. I need a
Oh,
need the
geez.
tattoo.
You look like a Bardwell from the future.
There you go. Same
Canadian
Bardwell.
Bardwell.
Upgrade.
Oh, you saying I look like old Bardwell? Oh, geez.
I
Man.
never
It's
said
even
that.
worse. That's all right. Aye.
So why don't you go ahead and
That's
because
awesome.
I know who you are, obviously, but why don't you go ahead and give yourself a little introduction as who you are and where you're from, sir?
Okay. Novice Quads. I'm from New York City. I don't live in Manhattan. I live in the outer boroughs of Manhattan, away from Manhattan. I've been flying drones for 8 years. I've been doing FPV solidly, I can say, for about 5 years. I'd even go as far as to say 6, but that first year I don't count. I lost a lot of gear, so I've wiped that from memory. But I'm not a freestyler. Every time I've tried to learn how to freestyle, I wind up going back to cruising. That's all I do. I lived at one time along 8 miles of beach.
Oh wow.
So
yeah.
you get to
Perfect
cruise
cruising.
along the water and the boardwalks and things
Best.
like that. You know, I
Yeah.
have flown in other places. If I had a place to ever fly, I'd like to fly the Swiss Alps,
Mhm.
Yeah.
the
Totally. That'd be
Colorado
sweet.
Rockies, the
Right.
areas like that. Some mountainous area, because I don't have mountains here in New
Right,
York.
yeah.
We have concrete mountains,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
but
That's
Lots
why
of
you should come out
desert.
to BC. You should come out
that's
to BC
space.
in September. They got the
I
mountains.
told you if I leave this country, I'm not coming back. I already told you guys that.
There's no way.
But there's not a whole lot. Like I said, I cruise, and when I do try to
Nice.
do a little freestyle, I usually break something, which I guess is part of the learning curve.
It is, yeah.
Sounds
Definitely.
about right. Yeah.
Takes a couple of years to get over that
Right.
sometimes, but even still, like after all the years I'm in it, I still break stuff every once in a while. But it's part of the hobby for sure. You
It
got
is.
to push
And
the
there's nothing wrong with
electronics to the
cruising.
limits.
Yeah, there's
There's
nothing wrong with
drones for
cruising, man.
that.
Cruising, I love it. I love cruising fast, skimming the trees, going over the water. Yeah,
Well, see,
fast and smooth. Fast and
you
smooth.
guys
You know?
were talking about who said they had a 7-inch they were cruising, and,
Yeah,
and
Dan.
it feels. He said it feels like a tank.
Yeah.
It does.
Yeah.
It does, but you feel so
Yeah.
freaking powerful with
It
this
does.
thing. It's cruising
Yeah.
around.
Yeah.
People stop and they
At
look.
100
When a
miles an hour.
5-inch, right? When a 5-inch goes by, I have an FR7. Okay, I have an
Mhm.
FR7.
Nice.
I've
That's a good
gotten
ride.
her up to about 65, 68 miles per hour with biprops.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Wow.
I'm-
Whoa, buy props. Oh.
Every time I get her up to about 65, my fingers start shaking.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
you know.
hmm
Yeah. So
If I can
65.
break
That's like
somebody
100
with it.
for us.
What's that?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, 65 miles an hour. That's like 100 kilometers an hour for us. Yeah.
Okay.
Cruising.
Yeah.
That's-
That's pretty fast cruising.
Hell yeah.
But so
Yeah,
she
that's
was
fun.
designed to go down the beach about a mile and a half down the beach, and turn around and come back with no problem.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
I'd taken her a mile. Every time I say I'm going to go another half, I say, nah, I'm not going to push it. Let's go home.
Totally save it. Yeah. Yeah. Be
Mhm.
gentle with it. It'll last longer. For sure.
Yeah, as
That
far as
sounds
like
fun on the
breaking
beach.
stuff, it's not fun to break shit, and but you can have fun before the broken shit happens, because it's like you're having all this fun, you're trying risky stuff, but yeah, it's the crashing and having to repair or troubleshoot and replace that. It's not my favorite part of the hobby, so like if I can avoid breaking things, I definitely will at all costs.
Hmm.
Well,
Yeah.
see, it's funny you say that because I'm sure you've heard this when you got into FPV, and even the people in the chat. And
I know
did
what
you
you're
say
gonna
I'm
say.
thinking about getting into it? And everyone around you, man, I'll help you. I'll just call me up anytime, this and that. Well, I've been flying for 5 years, and when I run into a problem, all I hear are crickets.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Hey,
You
come
know,
hang out.
there
Come
are a
join
few
our
groups. There's a few groups that are
Yeah.
good on Facebook, but the kind of problems I have sometime, I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna let this sit here until I'm ready to go back to it.
Yeah.
I don't know if you
find
use
Facebook's that
Discord.
way. Mm.
I don't know
It's
if
been
you
on
use Discord at
a couple
all, but
times.
yeah, come join us over there. There's almost
I
always
tried
somebody awake.
Discord. You guys don't sleep. On Discord.
We just
That's
have
the
different
thing.
times.
You have to
I thought-
time it out.
Well, you're says the guy from New York City, the city that never sleeps. You should be used to this by
Oh
now,
well,
right?
well. See, if I'm flying camera drones, that's a little different. I do love night photography
Yeah.
Mhm.
and night
Oh, sick.
I
video.
bet.
Yes,
I bet,
yes. New York City is like one of the places you never get bored. There's
Mhm.
always an angle
No.
or position. You could fly FPV, you could fly camera drone. Manhattan, I'm telling you right now, don't try it. The
Too
police
busy.
are flying drones
Yeah.
around Manhattan. They're threatening people.
Wow.
Like,
Wow.
don't do it.
Insane.
Well, you,
I guess
if you,
unless
if you
you're
were to try flying
unless you're FPV vegan.
in New York, you,
Well, see now, FPV Vegan just happens to live not far from a friend of mine, my boy Corey. He
Okay.
lives in that area of Jamaica, Queens, and he flies anywhere. That riot that they had on 14th Street,
Right.
that kid Sky or whoever it was, Kai, said he was going to give
I
out
didn't hear
money
about
and gift cards. They had a
Kai
riot.
Cenat or whatever.
Vegan was there. He's all over the place. He's a good guy. I've
Totally.
seen him and met him
Put it in
personally.
this show.
but how
Awesome.
how illegal is a tiny whoop? A little
How
plastic.
illegal is a
I
tiny
think
house? It's not illegal, but
Lobsters.
it's the places that he flies. Sometimes, I mean, if you dive the Empire State Building with a tiny whoop, I'm sure you could get up enough speed to scratch somebody on the way down.
Oh, yeah.
Totally.
You know,
Would do
but
something, yeah.
I gotta mention though, here in New York City, the mayor has passed a rule where if you want to take off or land in New York City, you have to pay them $150
Wow.
Every time, or
Wow.
every time. And not only
No
that,
way.
this is 30 days in advance. So now
how are you gonna
30
plan
days
that?
out.
It's got to be a production.
Today's
make
the
it fun.
16th.
Yeah.
So 30 days from today, if I want to fly, I want to apply. I have to apply for this permit, and it's not guaranteed you will be approved, and they keep your money.
Wow.
Yeah.
But
Even if they don't approve it.
what's that?
Yeah,
Even if you're not
even if they
approved,
don't
you get-
approve
you
it.
get-
Yeah.
Well, usually if
They
you
keep your
park
money.
107 and you're applying for a permit, it's usually work related.
Yeah.
But they're killing it, the hobby for a hobbyist in the state of New
Recreation,
York.
yeah.
I mean, if you
Yeah.
fly and that's what
Sounds
they
like
call a little FRIA or whatever, there's little parks, the AMA airfields. That's the only place they want you to fly from now if you're a hobbyist.
Jeez.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm.
Is
But
there,
we make do.
You know what?
is there,
I went
is there
to
an AMA airfield on the island? Is there an AMA airfield in Manhattan Island, like in Central Park or something? Like
no.
No.
They
no.
must. I was
They're
gonna
all
say, I
in-
don't think there's room for.
We're on
There's
the
about-
outskirts.
There are about 2 in Brooklyn. There's one in Staten Island, I think. There's one in Queens, which is less than
Mhm.
2 miles from an airport. Go
Wow.
figure. But
Yeah.
it's yeah, I think there's 2 or 3 in
Mhm.
Brooklyn, one
Oh,
in
wow.
Queens and one in Staten Island. There's
Wow.
5 altogether.
Wow, that's pretty
No,
Yeah.
I see someone in the chat put
Interesting.
rooftops. No, no rooftops.
good. On
But
rooftops.
you know what? Back in like 2019, I drove to New York City, and we were staying just close to the Barclays Center in what's that area called there? Park Slope.
Yeah,
And
Brooklyn.
I brought my Mavic Pro. This is back before I was ever into FPV. But I was like, we went to Manhattan, we went to Brooklyn, or we were staying in Brooklyn. But I was like, I don't know if I should really send this up here because it's kind of sketch. You know, it's like,
Mhm.
especially as a Canadian being over there, I'm like, I don't want to,
Yeah.
I don't want to
Cause
cause any
any mischief.
problems.
Well,
Yeah,
it's fun. I'm glad that you actually thought about it that way because we actually have, how would you say? You've never heard of anyone hitting buildings in Manhattan, right?
no,
But it
No,
usually
Mhm.
happens every couple of years or so. A tourist comes over, hears, oh, you can't fly drones in New York, and then they see a DJI store in Manhattan, and he
Yep.
sells them a drone or
Yeah.
rents it to them or whatever, and they go up and they hit a skyscraper. The last guy, I believe, hit a skyscraper 55 stories up,
wow. And
and
then
he
falls
went in to
down.
collect it. He went in to collect and pay for the damage.
Oh
And
damn!
they actually arrested him and made him pay a fine.
Jeez.
But
Ugh.
we do
Yeah.
have, yeah, see, Herman says we have shots from all over New York City
Yep.
because it's the airspace.
Mm.
You got to know your airspace. You got to know
Mm.
where you're at, where you can fly, where you can't fly. Once you
Mhm.
can, you navigate all of
Tight.
that along with $150 permit, which may be denied or denied. I mean,
Yeah.
do I pay it every time I fly? No, because when I'm working, we have to pay it because we have clients. But if I'm flying myself
Yeah.
recreationally, I'm just going to go to a park somewhere and fly really quick and
Yeah.
and get in and get out.
Right.
Exactly. Rip and dip. Yep.
Right.
Totally.
You know,
Jump out
I'm
on
not
and-
promoting this because I'll hear it tomorrow. He said you can come to New York and fly. Just be careful. No, technically
Yeah.
they don't want you flying drones in New York City. Plain and simple.
Totally.
But there are ways
Sorry.
around it if you work in the industry
Yep.
and you
Yeah.
can get someone else to pay for the permit.
Yeah. True.
Mhm.
Yeah. Like if you're on the job, it's that just put that in the invoice, right? Just the permit enough, right?
Well, yeah, if I'm flying for you, I'm charging you for each permit. Each time, if you want me to fly 4 times a month, I'm charging you that amount for
Yeah.
that month.
Yeah.
In the
Just in
bill.
permits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The client-
Not
just-
including
it has
your
to be-
actual fee.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
It has to go to the client
Definitely.
for sure.
Yeah, because that would be, yeah.
That's a good point, Herman. Flying in New York is better when
Yeah.
someone else is paying for the permits.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
For sure.
It's true.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, if
you
you're
see a lot of
working, you
those.
should always be paying for it.
You see all these crazy epic New York videos, whether it's DJI drone or FPV, which is like clearly a 5-inch or something like that, and you're like, "Damn, that looks so sick! I wish I could do it." But it's kind of you're almost putting a target on your back if you post anything, right? So
Mhm.
It's funny you say that because if Herman and I were to try to apply for a permit to fly in Manhattan, okay, and for a job, we would have to provide all kinds of information and jump through all the
Paperwork.
hoops to just be denied.
Insurance.
Whereas there are certain movie industry people that fly drones,
yeah,
and they're given the green light like that.
Mhm. Big
Yeah.
money.
You
They
know,
have a
so
standing
it's not-
invitation.
yeah,
man.
it is, but it won't last for long.
I still remember
It
the
won't
video,
last
but I
for
don't know
long.
who it was. But it was like 3 years ago, I guess, 4 years ago. One of the first FPV videos I saw was somebody diving a skyscraper in Manhattan downtown.
Yeah, there's a
That's what
few
got.
people have
That's what
died.
made me go, "Whoa!"
A
Yep.
few
That was about
people
3 or
have
4 years
died
ago.
in
I don't know
Empire
who it was.
State Building. FPV vegan.
Yeah, it might
Yeah.
have been that. Yeah.
well, you know
That
what?
was
There's
cool.
actually this. There's a music video that I saw because I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I would say over the last maybe year or two, FPV has almost become a standard in music videos these days.
Mhm.
Whether music
Yeah.
videos and movies, like you almost can't watch a movie or music video these days without seeing at least a couple FPV shots in it.
No, definitely.
But I remember I was seeing there's this one music video. It's like the Kid Leroy and like Justin Bieber or something. And man, there's some like really epic FPV shots in the music video. It's called Stay. And I think it's New York City. It looks like New York City, but then again, I don't know. I'm looking at the license plates on the cars, and I don't know if that's New York because they're not yellow. So it might be a different city, but definitely,
Well, New
definitely
York
pretty
plates
cool.
are white now.
Oh, they're white, are they?
Yellow has been outdated. They've went from that orange, that pumpkin yellowish orange,
Yeah.
to white with navy blue lettering or something to that effect.
Oh wow. So maybe it was then. Maybe it was New York.
It's a possibility, but they do. Yeah, this is FPV vegan. This is the Empire State Building. The fact that he's doing this with a tiny whoop and analog.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And
Hell yeah.
Crossfire or ELRS maybe.
I think
it's
ELRS.
ELS, but I'm still Crossfire, do or die.
Same.
I know I have to pay more money. And now they see there's a lizard. That is a lizard balloon.
Yes.
When
Yes.
Game of Thrones came out.
Yeah,
That's
Godzilla.
freaky.
No, it's actually a lizard from
Dragon?
Game of Thrones, one of the dragons.
Yeah.
It's one
So
of the dragons.
Nice.
looped
When did they
around.
put that up there though?
Huh?
Has
It's
that
just
always been up
it's
there?
inflatable
No,
thing.
they just put it up
No,
there
it's an
for
inflatable
promotion.
thing,
But as you see, it's taking him forever to get down. Also,
Yeah.
keep in mind, he's using a tiny whoop.
Yeah.
At a
Floating.
20 mile
Oh,
per
yeah,
hour
it's-
wind or 15 mile per
Yeah,
hour
yeah.
wind just came from the side. It would smash him into the building like
Yeah.
it was a piece of paper.
Yeah,
But he's
it is
Yeah,
a piece
really
of
good
paper.
control. Really good
he's
control.
been
though.
doing this for a while.
Yeah.
I
really
don't
good
suggest
control.
it.
It's awesome.
No.
So you know what? I
What-
always get confused by this LQ number thing because I fly Kiss Ultra, so my my RSSI or LQ is different than that. So what is there's two sets of numbers. There's the 7 and then there's the 100%. So what does that actually mean? Is it the lower the number, the worse it gets, or
The 7, the first number is the rate you're in. If you're in 150 megahertz
hertz or
or
whatever?
250 megahertz or 5, exactly. And then the second one is the ratio, like if you got 100%.
okay. So the lower it goes, then that's bad.
Yeah.
Percentage of
exactly.
power. Oh, interesting.
Yeah. 7
Oh,
is
there we
what
go,
is
right
1K.
there. 7 is fastest.
Mm-hmm.
The strength.
Yeah.
Okay.
But like 1 would be like 50 hertz, which you'd use for like long range. You know what I mean?
Ah,
'Cause it's got
okay.
the longer.
Okay, cool. The more you know.
And the RSSI is the
Yeah.
opposite, right? Our RSI, the lower the number, the shittier the connection.
Here's a question for you guys.
The lower
Since
the
you got
better.
me on here. What's the furthest you've traveled in an FPV bird?
We've been testing these guys have been testing out their long range capabilities on their new 7-inch. I think
I heard you had
6
I heard
kilometers.
how
6
much?
kilometers.
Which is about 3 miles.
6 kilometers.
Which is about
6
3 miles
kilometers.
US. If you cut it in
Yeah,
half,
3.7
miles.
apparently. 3.7
Yeah.
miles, yeah.
see,
I've done let me see. I've done about
Before, didn't you?
2.5 miles. That's kind of like my max right now. But
Okay.
the places that I've flown my 7-inch, it hasn't been like the best for testing range, I guess you could say, because once you get to a certain spot, or if you get to the very top and then it's flat on the top, then you're like, well, what do I do? Just keep going straight over nothing?
I got you.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to be exciting to test. Testing isn't exciting.
Yeah, but if I'm gonna test
Yeah, but
and I want
Marcel's
to test
done, like-
range, I can't be
You've
up
done,
like
10 miles now, haven't you?
I don't want to be like a mile up
You see
and,
what
and
Herman
testing.
put, Marcel?
Mhm.
Lawrence and I had a
decided to do
chance.
inspections. Yeah.
That's
Uh-oh.
awesome. Oh yeah, I would do
Probably more
inspection.
money in the inspections and more happening all the time opposed to a music video here, a music video there, and
Well,
and the
music.
clients are
Think
always a
about
pain in the
this:
butt.
music videos are fun, but the people that want you to do them are up all night spending thousands of dollars, and when it's time to be someplace at 8 a.m. or 6 or 7, they're not there, and they expect you to wait 3 hours for them to get there late
Exactly.
before they want to get started. And no,
but then you got to wait more because they only need you for a certain section of it. So then it turns into an 8 to 10 hour day when you only need to be there for 15 minutes.
Or the
And you
car
have to
they
do
rented
5
left because they didn't show up on time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to deal with 5 other people that
So
to
trust
deal
me,
with
inspecting cell phone towers and cell phone relays or is a lot better, a lot more lucrative.
Yeah,
Definitely.
If I gotta wait for you, you gotta pay me to wait for you.
That's kind of a big reason why I stopped working in the film industry for quite a while.
Oh, that's
Is
I'm
because the
sorry. I
industry
was
just
making
went crap. You know, it just went crap. It was like unstable all the time. You know, so that's a big thing. If you want unstable work, get back into film or music videos.
Get into the industry. Yeah, no shit.
I'm sorry, Herman's correcting me. He says, no, we were going to get work with Trackmasters for doing videos, but meaning we decided to do the inspection thing. Okay.
Right.
I still don't like doing music videos for people who do music.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, if you're working with the label, it's a little easier than working directly with the artist, I find, but it's still not.
I think it all depends. It depends on the size of the outfit. You know what I mean? Like, when you get small time clients that are nickel and diming you, the ones with all the money, they don't nickel and dime you. You know what I mean? They pay you to
they say, hey, what's your rate? Here you go. They almost pay you like
and they expect you to deliver a high level of quality. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But they won't nickel and dime you. It's a bit of theme throughout my life. If I offer services at a low price, it's nothing but a hassle. You up your price and boom, things just run smoother. Because
the best thing is like, because I used to shoot music videos, and I still do from time to time, but it was like a pretty like big ongoing gig for me for a long time, a bunch of years. And the low paying hip hop videos, like those guys want 10,000 edits and they want it tomorrow. And they want you to do this. Yeah, they want you to do the same effects that they see in Hollywood movies, but they only want to pay you $100. But then you get a $5,000 or $10,000 client, and it's like, I want this. Here you go. Here's your money. No changes, nothing. And it's like, thank you.
Quick pay. Yeah.
Listen, the most I've gotten for anything, a guy had hit me up for a camera drone shot, and he said, "I need 8 seconds out of your video. I will give you $100. Can you send it to me like that?" And I sent him about 15 seconds. He still used only the 8 seconds, and he sent the $100 just like that.
Nice.
Yeah,
nice and simple. 8 seconds for $100.
Yeah.
I'll take it. Yeah, and it's like, think of all the minutes and hours we've banked up on our hard drives, right? Like $100 for 8 seconds. Damn, we got a lot of money on our hands.
That's for sure.
But Herman's
like,
right
even
about
stop.
that. We do the construction thing also here in New York. Oh my goodness! Every time we come back, there's a new crew. There's a new crew. Because you think about it, if you keep firing people, no one accumulates any money.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, as soon as somebody asks for a raise or something, they get rid of them.
Yeah.
Get somebody who's willing to do it.
Yeah, construction companies, they don't have like detail oriented stuff. They don't care. They're just like, did it look good? Yeah, okay, great. You know,
they just want standard commercial looking
you
shit.
do it again with maybe an ND64 with a different frame rate. It looks a little blurry around the edges.
That's why you need to get in with like you need to get in with like the corporate level contractor. You know what I mean? Like I used to do work for Tridel, photography work for Tridel in Toronto. They're like the biggest condominium developer in Canada. Yeah, they were a dream client. You know what I mean? They always paid what we asked, and we delivered, really high quality stuff for them, and they always called us back, and they were a really good client. But working
the way
with
it's supposed to be,
like a lower, Yeah, but they're a multi-million-dollar company, you know, at the corporate level.
They have the
Once you get
budgets,
down
yeah.
there, it gets harder and harder and harder, you know.
Well, for a lot of things, whether it's drone shots or it's music videos or whatever, you know, or even photography, it's always a race to the bottom these days. It's like I remember
Yeah,
even
everything is.
hearing about like student, you know, like school photographers that do like the yearbooks or the you know, like, you know, that's
Yeah.
a race to the bottom for companies. Who's going to do it the, you know, the cheapest and stuff.
Those guys that do school photography are getting paid minimum wage.
Yeah,
And they got to probably rent the gear from Jostens or whatever the company is. So it's not. I don't think it's a lucrative thing at all.
No. Oh yeah, this was
But
that.
back in the day. You could make a good living, but yeah. This is
man.
Thailand, right?
Definitely Thailand, dude.
The Philippines.
Yeah. It's not Taiwan. Definitely not Taiwan. It's definitely Thailand. Man, I'm trying to remember. Is this this is the when I actually got to the top of that hill, I think. This was that first video of mine.
Yeah,
when I got
you were
to
cruising along the top.
Yep. Yeah, so I was there the year previous, but I only had a 5-inch quad and I didn't have a GPS. I didn't want to send it to the top of there. So I built a 7-inch for the next year and went out and first try I was like, oh, it's going to be so hard and scary. It was you know, quads can go a lot further, put it that way.
That's right, Joshua Tree.
People should be considered equipment. Yeah, definitely, big time.
Well, that's always a factor because if you come to me and you say you want me to follow a car down a block at 30 miles per hour or 50 miles per hour or even 60 miles per hour, that dictates what equipment is going to be used.
Yep.
You know,
for sure.
and then that would dictate what price you would charge them. So
Yeah,
I can understand that as far as the equipment, but a lot of people don't take it into consideration. Construction companies here in New York, can you get a shot of the building like this? Can you do that? Can you dive? Just, you know, we want all this stuff for our social media and our websites. And then when you tell them, yes, I can do that, and you mention money, a few of them don't quiver. We get access to a lot of places to fly. The problem is they are so cheap. They're like, well, you know, if you give them a price, they go, well, you know, right there.
I got a cousin with a DJI Mini that can do it, with a Nevada that can do it. You know, my 12
exactly.
with a Nevada can do it.
But there are ways around it. You just have, like you said, you have to find that higher clientele.
Right.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I think a lot of it too is like you were saying, Dan, if you price yourself in that lower bracket, it's going to be, you know, it's not going to be fun. So you almost have to have your prices higher. Yeah. You almost have to just to put yourself in the right market.
Mm-hmm.
We have the perfect example here in New York. Herman and I, we do progression photography for construction sites. So say every other week or once a week, the owners don't want to travel down to a construction site and get all dirty and walk through a building and see. So they would pay us to go in and get exterior photos or whatever. So now what happens is we're doing this on a job, and then you have some idiot that comes along with his drone and offers to do the work for free. And the work is so, can I curse? Shit.
Yeah.
The work was so bad. If I were to show you this one scene of this guy's flying, and I don't want to mention names or anything, but this guy is going around killing the market because he's offering garbage for free. And here we are. We've been in the business 8 years. Herman's been flying 7 years, etc. We do editing. We do everything. If you don't want it edited, we give it to you raw. We do all of this stuff. And this guy's coming in here, and he's like that bumblebee. Ooh, over here, flower. Ooh, over here. You know, that's how he flies.
It's not smooth. It's not.
It's not edited or anything. And they're letting him put this stuff on their job sites.
Oh, God.
And I look at it and I'm like, this is what's going to kill the business.
I think the problem is how
That
accessible.
shit too.
I think it's just how accessible this technology is now that anybody and their dog can get one. And just because you have one doesn't mean you can use it well. Or it's the same thing as like literally you could compare it to anything, whether it's like, you see these guys out of the house with tattoo machines, but just because you have the tools doesn't mean you're fit for the job. And yeah,
you know perfectly well, Koala. You're a photographer as well. You could have a $15,000 camera. That doesn't make you a good photographer by any means.
True.
You know what I mean?
No,
that's true.
Like it's.
I watched this video actually on YouTube. It was pro photographer with a garbage camera versus non-photographer with a $10,000 camera. And again, it's not the tools; it's how you use them, really.
Yeah,
agreed.
Yeah, for sure.
Agreed. Herman and I, we joke to ourselves. We don't say this to the client, but I'm not your nephew with a drone.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. If you get that,
Exactly.
if you get what we mean by saying that,
100%.
And a lot of
100%.
people think, oh, that's my nephew has a drone, or they try to treat you as if you're a nephew with a drone, and that's when you have to walk away from that job, and then you go to his competition next door, because in New York they build on top of each other, right next to each other, so you can go a construction site over and get a job, and these guys will say, oh wow, we should have hired them. They still can. They still can.
Bring business cards. Bring business cards.
Yeah, their pride won't let them know.
Hand them out like their water.
Well, I was gonna say, so Novice. I mean, just out of curiosity, like, because you said you've been doing this for like 6 to 8 years, kind of thing, right?
I've been flying drones for 8 years, FPV for about 5 to 6 years.
So, how many years have you been doing it, like, for work and getting these construction gigs and stuff?
The last 2.5 years now.
Okay.
2.5 years.
Because my question is for you then is how did you land your first gigs, I guess, or how do you just literally go knock on people's doors, or like
I'll tell you exactly how we got our first construction job.
Yeah,
Herman and I, we had decided he's gonna incorporate, become an LLC licensed business, and we needed work for a portfolio. We needed work for a website. So what we would do, we went to this. We knew this one site was coming out of the ground. They had started with dirt, and we have it literally from dirt to finish. Okay, we did do some work for these people, and we were flying, and one guy came over to us from the site. Actually, 2 guys came over to us from the construction site and said, "Are you guys flying those drones?" And we said, "Yes." And one of the kids that was there, younger man, he said, "We need a drone pilot."
Sweet.
And he was joking because he said, "We thought you were the church, because there's a church across the street, and the pastor or whoever it is keeps going over and saying, 'Can I look inside? Can I look inside?' And they're like, 'No, you can't. No, you don't. You can't just walk off the street and look.'" And they thought it was him flying a drone from the church every day, right? But we were recording the progression of this job site. Because then what you can also do is, had those guys not walked over to us, we can still contact the general contractor or the owner and say, "Look, we've been getting some photos of your work to help our portfolio, whatever. Would you like, our services?" We have a disclaimer letter, but they walked over to us. Our first one, they said, "We need a drone pilot."
That's cool. Yeah.
Cool.
But what was messed up about it, the guys that called us over, which the general contractor who was there, he's saying, "Well, I got a budget of so-and-so. I don't think I should pay for it because it's for them." So now he says, "All right, contact the owners." The owners are going, "Well, I don't know. It's you guys said y'all need a drone pilot, not us." We wind up getting the owners. We gave them a proposal. It didn't come back right. We wrote another proposal. It came back. They bid.
Yeah.
They bid on the proposal for progression photos. 18 photos.
Making a deal.
We were trying to get every week. We got 18 photos once a month for a certain price.
There you go.
And that started.
And that's all it takes to get started.
Yeah.
Well, you know what?
Very cool.
At my old place,
But hold on, sorry to interrupt. But that
No, it's all
one
good.
thing turned into them giving us access to 3 more of their construction sites.
Ooh,
Fuck
yep.
Oh,
Networking and,
build the
and
real.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
What
yeah.
I've always wanted to do one of those, like, not before and after, but like you know, you see those like time lapses of a construction site from start to finish.
Yeah,
I love
yeah.
it. I love the
That's
aerial
what
time lapse.
That's what we can do. That's actually what we did. We
That's cool.
took from dirt. We did hyperlapse from dirt, caught the jobs at different progressions, but in hyperlapses, and you can actually watch the building be grown up. Hey,
Yeah, that's cool.
this is one of my favorite cruises because this was done with the 5-inch, and I had just
Nice.
switched to analog. I mean, I just switched from analog to digital.
Oh wow.
But
Oh,
I'm
nice.
actually see what his smoke is. I'm actually down where that smoke is on the screen
Right
there.
in the middle there.
You'll
Oh,
see
wow.
it as we get closer.
Yeah,
But-
it was like a little fire on the beach kind of thing.
Yes, they're actually burning something there. But this is all I do. I like cruising up and down the beach, but before I make a main run, this is how I test out my drone.
Cool.
Yeah.
The first
Nice
time
spot,
I
man.
go down a certain distance, and if anything's going to happen, it's going to happen like now.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? That's
Yeah.
how I feel. And then I say,
Yeah.
I'm going to make my run down the beach for video footage. All of this was filler footage, believe it or not. When I make this
Yeah.
left
Yeah.
turn here, that's the run that I do.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, to show off the site, or
Oh,
no, this
no,
is
no.
this is
This
just
is
just for
for me.
testing.
This is just for me cruising.
Okay.
Cruising.
Oh, sweet.
Just
Now,
chilling on the beach.
That's a perfect
I
spot.
actually
What a great
start to
spot.
make my run here because I plan on going out over the water. Now, there were a bunch of firemen there because people were burning stuff. And after they put the fire out, they were all standing there watching me. And they were like, well, where are you? I said, I'm coming now. I'm getting ready to go out over the water. As you see, there's a crowd of people there.
Oh, there's the fire.
And this is when I make the turn out over the water, which I've
Ooh.
never done before, but I figured, what the hell?
It's nerve wracking, eh?
Do it.
It's always fun.
Do it.
I fly over water a
Nice.
lot. It's still
I've flown
nerve-wracking.
over water. I've just never went across this side before.
Then
No.
Nice.
you turn around and you're like,
It gets easier.
Quad, I trust you. Please keep
But
going.
if you watch the video at 8:15 and you listen to the music, it actually goes quite well with it
Oh.
because I'm actually doing maybe about 55 miles an hour right here.
That's a
Oh,
good
yeah.
shadow too.
Yeah. You're
But-
fucking-
That's it. That's all I do. I like cruising along the beach, over the water, stuff like that.
Totally.
chasing your shadow.
If
Yeah,
I had
like-
the mountains,
For those of you who haven't subscribed yet to Novice, his link is in the chat.
Thank you, sir.
oh, thanks.
Choose
Hey,
two.
Lambo.
We're just going to continue on some of the awesome videos we got lined up for tonight while we still chat about what we've been chatting about. Keep on the conversation for sure. This is great.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I forget who this is already. I put a playlist together.
This is Heinz.
about 29.
Heinz Getwelvet.
There you go.
Ah.
Heinz Getwelvet.
Fuck yeah.
That's his name.
That's
Link
cool.
is in the chat.
Yeah, I do think it would be a dream to be able to rip around New York City, but just so many soft targets everywhere downtown Manhattan, right? It's like
Dude, but you can forget about Manhattan.
yeah.
You can definitely forget about Manhattan. But then we have a place called there are places you can fly and there are places you can dive buildings.
Oh,
With
wow.
not so many soft targets. Flying in New York is related to time. If you're flying
Yes.
recreationally, it's a matter of time. If you get in early, if you get out early, that helps.
Yeah, and holidays even too, right? Like certain holidays where no one's working or
Depending on the holiday,
Yeah.
yeah, definitely.
yeah, there was one day that actually the first time I ever did a building dive. I don't know if it was like, I forget what holiday it was here, but basically, 7 a.m. in the downtown area on a holiday, it's ghost town.
Yep.
And the one street was actually completely closed off for construction, and it was perfect because where I was diving was just beside the closed street. So no one's around, got a closed street at 7 a.m. on a holiday.
Mhm.
Perfect.
Yeah,
But
totally.
you know, once a year opportunity.
Which city was this?
basically.
Sorry?
This was London.
What city was this?
This was London, England. No, I'm just kidding. This was London, Ontario.
London, France.
Yeah.
Oh.
It was all good.
Our guy for life. Welcome in.
Woo-hoo.
Yeah, a lot of people like will fly parks like this too, like just fields, you know, like already fields meant for other sports, and those are
Yep.
usually pretty empty. People aren't usually walking around in them like a normal park.
There's a decent
Totally.
one. There's a decent one by me in Huntsville, but you got to get there early because it's busy, man. There's always
Really?
like teams playing soccer and you know
Yeah.
people walking their dogs and shit. Like it's a
Yeah,
pretty
see,
popular
the early
place.
bird
So
catches the
I've
worm.
never. Yeah, every time I drive by, I'm like, no, couldn't fly there now. I'm like, I got to get up at like 4 in the morning if I want to go fly this spot.
You gotta
Yeah.
go there and stand in the middle of the field with your drones and yourself and your goggles and just stand in the middle of the field, and just like when they show up, they're gonna be like, well, what the fuck, man?
Who's this guy?
I would if
where
I
in the
could.
Matrix is he?
Just force them
I would
to
if
go
I
somewhere
could
else.
stand and fly.
Yeah. Well, even still, like just sat up in the middle of the field and just be like,
Yeah.
sorry,
No,
I'm here first. Actually, sir.
Quick question: you guys stand up or sit down when you fly?
I
sit.
really-
I have to
I
sit.
sit when I'm long range, but I like to stand up. I like standing.
Well, I
I do a
started
little bit
out.
of both.
I started out standing, and then we needed to do a construction site. We needed a shot to dive a building. They capped
Oh.
off the building with a flag, and Herman was like, "Can you go up, go orbit around the flag? You know, do a quick orbit around the flag and dive the building."
Right.
And it never dawned on me, but as an FPV pilot, if I go higher than 10 stories, I start experiencing vertigo.
Yep.
Oh no.
So then
You got it.
I found out I had to sit down to fly,
getting a
to
little-
dive high stuff. And I went to a local park and I started practicing from about 20 stories up. And when I'm going up, I'm fine. It's the look down.
Yeah.
If I'm standing,
When you
my
roll
legs
over.
get wobbly. But if I'm sitting down, my brain says you're sitting down. It's a video game.
Wow.
Yeah. I get the
Yeah.
same kind of thing actually, where after a certain height, even when I'm standing there, I start feeling like not like uneasy, but I start losing my balance. It feels like a little bit, and I
Because
start
your
like,
brain is telling you you're that high and you should be floating
Yeah.
in the air.
yeah, it's
Be
that's how
careful
you
you
know
don't
you're fully
fall.
immersed, right? Like,
Uh-huh.
fully immersed in
Yeah,
the
exactly.
Which- yeah.
I
Yeah,
agree.
it fools your brain.
Which like I mean, really, that's awesome though. Like that, even though it's all virtual reality sort of thing, you know, in the goggles, we still get that feeling as if we really are the ones flying. That's pretty cool.
Oh yeah, I still duck
Well-
through gaps. If
Oh,
I
yeah.
go through a gap, I'll still duck. I'll
Yeah,
flinch
because
when you
sometimes
crash.
I'll be like freestyling, and then it's like I almost hit something, and then you're like, while you're flying, you're like
Wow.
your body is like ducking and dodging.
Well, for some reason,
Yeah, you
and
react.
this is what I experience now. I've gotten a little better, but for some reason, if I do something aggressive, I will literally duck around it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like to come up.
Yeah, I'm
and-
moving my head, bobbing and weaving.
I
Yeah,
duck
like
around it,
leaning.
or for some reason, if I'm really focused, I tilt my head down to the left. I don't know what that's about because I was taught to keep your chin in your chest and then look straight up. But you get so
Yeah.
immersed in it, you don't think about half that stuff.
Yeah.
Well, and if you're flying analog, sometimes you got to move your head a little bit to like
True,
You know,
to adjust the antenna.
get that little bit of a better signal. You're like, I think my quad's a bit off to the left. I'm gonna turn my head a little.
At
that
about
way.
a mile out, you better start doing that.
Yeah, no shit, right? Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
you can
Yeah,
almost
you really
like
got to focus
you're
on what
like
you're doing when you're doing the
scanning.
long range.
You're just like you like scan left and right until you get that sweet spot. You see the bars on the if you're flying analog, you see like the
Yeah.
I guess you look at the megabits for digital, right?
Yeah, on the DJI, look at the megabits per second.
Yeah. Oh, this is Wallbanger, right?
Wallbanger.
Let's go,
Mr. Wallbanger. Wallbanger was in chat earlier.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's still
Sure,
here.
he's hanging out. Probably smoking a ganja. So if
Not
you don't know
Wallbanger.
Wallbanger,
No.
I think the link's in the chat, and he does like a Thursday throwdown. Basically, he does like kind of like tricks, and he gets other people to do them as kind of like a battle type of thing, back and forth between a few people. He
Oh, like a
picks
game of
two-
skate.
Yeah, basically something like that. Yeah,
That's cool.
I'm pretty sure he picks different people every week.
You see, when he comes around this tower, there's a cell phone tower. We do stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
like just like inspections and stuff, and
Yeah. We work with
Cheaper
two
than
of
sending a person up.
two of the companies two of the three companies that are in the United States. I can't mention which, but there are only
Yeah.
3 companies out there.
So is it like all like sort of like DJI type stuff, taking photos and just like?
Some of it is. It depends on the location.
Yep.
If it's a building, we need cameras. If it's an open area like that, we could fly that. We could fly that tower and get most of our work. But then there's the equipment on the ground that we need to get pictures of and stuff like that also.
Nice.
Interesting.
But it's fun.
Oh yeah.
It's fun. I haven't brought bear spray yet.
For sure, man. Better than digging ditches.
Like I said, all I have is 8 miles of beach. And they're renovating this park right here. What all that brown is a brand new wilderness park.
Oh wow.
But the Army Corps of Engineers was widening the beach, so every weekend they would park up. And
nice.
they would try to get people to come and hang out. And
those power loops.
So this is early morning stuff for me. This is the closest I get to freestyle.
Wonderful.
After that, I'm back to cruising.
Yeah, right, bro. Good.
Yeah.
No, that's fun. I love those.
Works.
I love when they line them all up like that, and you can like go around them and power loop them, and
it's fun. They actually widened they're up to about 80% of the beach, but they widened the entire 8 miles of the beach, the Army Corps of Engineers. And they had a dredging pump about 2 miles out. And I actually have photos of that looking back towards shore to show how far out they are.
Interesting.
Is that a train station on the right?
What happened?
Is that a train station on the right, or is that an abandoned train station? Or
yes, it is. It's actually the A train.
Oh, so it's still in you can't go rip it then. Really,
still in service, still running. It's the only way you can get off of that peninsula without a car.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Where is this? What borough is this?
This is in Queens. That's in Queens, for Rockaway, Queens. Now, if you see what those beige those tall buildings are down, where those tall buildings are, I usually make a run from there to these white buildings down here. That's usually about a mile.
Cool.
That's a 1 mile run. And like you said, they're sorting the boulders out to make the jetties much larger. The jetties were 100 feet, and they made them 400 feet.
Oh man, you know what? I've seen, obviously, like Long Beach and all those, but I never actually heard of Rockaway Beach before. That's cool.
Rockaway is the next one, Atlantic Beach, and then Long Beach. I'm two peninsulas away from Long Beach.
Cool.
You get a lot of old people. They stand there and they watch you fly. I usually get out early in the morning, though. As you see, they have coats on. It's kind of chilly.
Yeah.
Good on the battery.
Yeah. Throw another pack in.
Yeah.
Whoa. What is this random rock structure?
Nice. Whatever structure that is.
That's a big piece of rock.
Is that a G on it?
Please.
It's a G1 or GI.
This is Jesus Devesa.
Damn, that's cool, man.
Now, see, that would be nice to dock.
That's my new house. Let's go.
Yeah.
My question is, how do you get up there? Helicopter?
Yep.
Yeah.
There's a landing pad right there.
Oh, wow.
That's a nice view.
So is that considered a heliport then?
Right.
Well, I've always told my friends if I ever come into a large amount of money where I can have my own house built, I'd probably have a landing pad on the roof.
Oh yeah, that'd be
with
sweet.
lights, so you know where you're at all times, or at least you know what a landing pad is.
Absolutely.
Can you imagine if there's like actually like a home inside that rock as well, like an underground like cave, like rock?
That would be crazy. But you'd have the best view.
Oh yeah. Biggest cold storage too.
I don't know Spanish.
Oh, Danzilla has left the chat. You know, it just started raining like insane here, so I wonder if he just got taken out.
Oh, Koala, have you tried diving with your 7-inch yet?
I have. Yep, I've done some. Yeah, I did a little bit of not like insane long dives, but I did do some hills and sort of mountainous areas.
Okay, you haven't done a vertical dive with it, right?
Well, I have. I've I've been above the clouds and then done big dives straight down and top of some peaks and kind of. Yep, I have. Nothing like too crazy yet, just because the sort of mountains or the hills that I was at, they weren't like super steep, I guess, or they weren't like super just like straight down, but
they were high elevation.
Yeah.
Well, I tried it one time. My FR7 didn't like it too much. I got up there,
really?
And when I pointed the nose down, it desynced for half a second and then recaught. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. The gyros, it did not like that. But then keep in mind, I was also a quarter mile away.
But still,
shit.
That was stupid to try and dive the building a quarter mile away. But I was like, it's a long range cruiser. What could happen?
Yeah, you're good, Denzel. We see you.
So,
okay.
The one time when I was like, the highest place I ever took off from was like, I looked it up. It's it was like 3,500 meters, which is about 10,000 feet up, and with my 7-inch, it definitely flew different up there. So I never got any desyncs or anything like that, but yeah, it was hella windy. I'll say that. So it felt way different than at the sort of ground level and whatnot. But
yeah, I'm wondering why it would give you a desync though. That's strange.
I don't know what it was, but I actually, as I came up, I rose up on the building level. As I put the nose down, it buckled for a second. I was like, "Oh no, it's going out on me!" And she straightened out, and that was it. Now, and I keep in mind, I have antennas. I was using Crossfire at the time. I was pushing 2 watts.
Okay,
so that couldn't have been the problem from a quarter mile away. But it only happened at one time, and I took that as a sign that my FR7 didn't want to dive buildings anymore.
What kind of ESD do you have in it, and what kind of motors?
2207s.
Okay.
Nothing.
Was it like a 6S bird?
Yes. In fact, I had the long battery on there. One of the big boys on it.
How many amps is your ESC? Is it like a 50 amp or something?
50. I don't know why. I don't know what happened. It only happened that one time.
Well,
and I've done power loops with it with my FR7.
I just realized this video is hilarious. You guys see what's going on here?
I think
FPV combat versus
you can have like sensors and like lasers on your drone, and
so we actually had these guys on Let's Drone Out before. These guys are from somewhere in Eastern Europe, I'm pretty sure, and I can't remember where the hell they're from. FPV combat, and dude, it's a simple setup and menu navigation. You can set up your whole thing. I wish I could remember where they were from.
He's gonna shoot the thing.
Yep. Yeah, like you literally have like a heads-up display.
boom.
Oh,
So you can actually battle with different with different quads or whatever. And you know what happens is if you get shot, your quad will like shake momentarily and like you won't be able to control it for a
that's
second.
interesting.
And yeah, it's pretty freaking
That's
cool
really
stuff,
cool.
man.
It's like Top
Yeah.
Gun shit, man.
I wonder if I can let me find the Let's Drone Out episode and I'll link it in the
These
chat.
sound effects too, and look at
The
these
link.
balls.
The link. This is from Darkwing. The link is in the chat.
That's
This
awesome.
video.
This is hilarious. I
let
didn't
me
even
see.
notice this when I picked this video.
There's no
earlier
info
today.
about it though.
Look at all those solar panels. Holy crap! This is cool.
Yeah,
So he's got
That'd be
a
fun.
tank on his OSD on the right.
Yeah, I see that. You select missiles from the wing.
Yeah.
That's
let me see if I
Engage
can find.
fighter
Oh,
pilot.
here it is.
There's a lot of like background noise to the game, but sounds pretty neat.
That's creative, though. That's a good one.
Yeah, it's
So,
almost like
that's
bringing a
fun.
simulator to it.
So there's two different ones actually. There's FPV Combat, and I just put the link in the chat to a podcast we did with the guys with my British buddies, and but there's another one. It's called like I think it's called Z Tag, which is like another basically kind of like a like laser tag, but
which is what this is.
yeah,
This is laser
yeah.
tag with graphics.
Yeah,
Yeah.
OSD
tag.
of the week. I agree. That's OSD of the week.
Yeah. You see like that ammunition and like that's funny.
This is super.
Right, and time for the missile to load.
Yeah.
That's creative. That's the best I've seen in a while. That's better than
It'd
putting
definitely be fun to
Superman
do with a
doll.
bunch of friends.
Yeah, but that's better than the Superman doll in front of your drone.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Lots of times.
That's so funny. I wish
Well,
I
there's that one
remember
guy
where
that
they're
does
from.
the. There's that one guy that does the X-wing fighter. Who was doing like the trench run on some like, ditch. I saw that. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, I've seen that. I've seen the X-wing. I have seen. I can honestly say some of my best flights were analog, only because you fly by your balls when you're flying analog. Sometimes,
Yeah.
you could have perfect signal 3 times, and that 4th time, it's not happening.
No.
Cool cat.
I was thinking about.
One
I
sec,
was
guys.
thinking about 3D printing a DeLorean body for my Cinewhoop, so it looks like the DeLorean flying.
I remember that idea. Yeah, I think I sent you a 3D print model for it.
Yeah, I think you did. Yeah, I've got a couple DeLorean models here. It'd be a bit of a mashup, I think, to make it fit onto a Cinewhoop. But yeah,
for sure, get it sizing down and everything.
Yeah,
I'd like to see that
battery.
Oh, here we go. Look at that little structure there, just perfectly there for you to fly around.
Yeah, there's no corporate art up here.
No corporate art.
And see, this is obviously some workspace where, during weekends or whatever, you can rip through here all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, people
Lots
love
of
their
room
office
to go
parks.
inside.
Yeah, huge parkade.
Unless there's a grumpy security guard, you're golden.
Well, yeah, if you disturb his sleep.
Yeah.
See, like link quality here is 9 all the way.
Yeah,
it's a clean 9.
Is that walk snail? What is that?
No, that's HD0.
HD0.
Yeah. Land now. No, don't make me.
Right. Don't tell me what to do.
Oh, screen's getting all crazy. Cool. Good video.
Brown out.
Kmart kicking butt. We turned the music off and I forgot to turn it back on.
Way to go.
This is an oldie.
Oh my
goodie.
God, no.
Yeah.
Dude. This is in Central Park in Manhattan. This was way back before they were telling you no drones whatsoever. And I had decided I'm going to take this little Hudson with no gimbal to a park and sit down like nothing's happening and freaking take off and try and get video. Oh my God!
Oh, yeah.
I can't believe you went back this far.
Hell yeah. This is one of the first videos that you got lots
One of
of
my
views
first
on.
camera
Lots
drone videos, man. Look
lots
at them
of
all over the damn place. Look, it's like squirrel. Look this way, squirrel. Look that way.
Looking for an FPV job for sure. Let's go.
What kind of quad was it?
Hubson.
This was
No way.
a Hubson H502S.
Mm-hmm.
And what made this drone better than the H501, when you hit the return to home, it actually turned towards home and flew back that way.
No way.
The H501S, when you hit return to home, because it's a fixed camera, there's no gimbal, you looked at the sky as it came home backwards like this.
Oh gosh.
Oh no.
Backwards.
That's freaky.
Oh my God. It's all videos.
Does it have
Yeah,
position?
fine.
If it has return to home, then it has position hold, I guess, right?
Dude.
Kind
very
of.
little.
Who
We're
knows?
talking,
Kind
we're
of.
talking Hubson here.
Yeah.
We're lucky to be in the
Very
air
helpful.
still.
Yeah.
But this is the early days, right? This is what, like
This
26.
was Hubson's early,
2016.
yes. They
Mhm.
had just acquired GPS for their drones.
Right.
And
Wow.
if you didn't calibrate it right, you had to do the dance. It did the toilet bowl effect where it took off and just spun out. Yeah. Trust me. That's 8K at 60 frames. Because mine is 8K.
Mine is 8. Yeah.
Is that Central Park or?
This is Central Park, yes.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes. Now, as soon as you turn the drone on, they're on you in seconds.
Right.
As soon as you turn the drone on and your radio, because you usually cut your radio on first.
Oh, that looks sick, though, man. Look at that
That's
skyline.
They probably
But
have
it's
that.
a 2 mile.
They have that
It's a
DJI
2 mile.
system. What's it called?
Air sense
That
or
detects
whatever.
drones.
It's
Yeah,
Aeroscope.
something like that.
It's
Aeroscope, yeah.
Aeroscope.
Aeroscope. Yeah.
But DJI
Yeah.
discontinued.
So then what?
Yeah.
They detected someone's there and then they send like a bylaw officer out or something
What
like that?
happens is Aeroscope usually works within a 5-mile radius. And what
Good
happens is they see you, they see the controller, and they can
Yep.
triangulate exactly where you are from the position of the Aeroscope. Then it takes a picture of you and the location you are, and they send it to the local parks department in a text, and they say, go to this area. There's someone flying a drone right there, right now.
Oh,
Wow.
God.
Because Herman and I actually had a parks department come up to us, and he said, "You guys are flying drones?" We said, "Yes, we are." He said, "Land them." We did land, and he showed us a picture of both of our drones on the ID numbers, the radios on the ground, and the altitudes of our drones.
So they have access to all that info in the palm of their hands, basically.
Yes, they do.
Yeah, they can
Wow.
suck it right off your remote.
But if you want to see something here, hold on a second. Okay, I just squared that. When you get done, I want to show you a picture of Manhattan here.
That looks so cool. Like even just to send up a quad and get that view is so sick, though.
Awesome.
It's so cool.
That's why you got a lot of views on this video.
Yeah.
It's been it's an old video.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you have something you wanted to share? If you have something to share, go right ahead and screen share.
Yeah, I was waiting for the video. I can wait for the video. I just wanted. This is just a picture I took at a Brooklyn Bridge one summer night.
Sick.
Hold on. Present. Let's see.
How does sub 250 work then for New York City then? Like, is it a fair game or?
Fine.
Yeah.
Sub 250s. You can see that?
No.
There.
Oh, there we go.
That's nice.
This picture,
Nice.
this is the Brooklyn Bridge right here.
Wow.
I am actually back on the other side of the water, back across in Brooklyn, getting the shot because they don't want you flying in Manhattan, but you can go up to a certain point. If you see the water right here on the left, I am still out over the water. So technically they can't say a whole lot about that. But
well, I know a lot of this too. They'll fly from like New Jersey across the water, right? Or they'll get shots of like
we've done it. We've done it to get pictures of the Freedom Tower.
Yeah.
The 9/11 lights.
There was there's one park in Brooklyn. What's that park in Brooklyn where we're gonna do the picnic thing at? Remember that park? Yeah, Brooklyn Bridge Park. That place has a crazy view. It'd be so cool to see.
Brooklyn Bridge Park, you cannot fly from there, but this is why they actually this is why they've banned you from flying from that park. If you take off with a drone in that park, that's it.
Damn. Even sub
This
250.
is the view. If I can show one last picture, this is the view from New Jersey of Manhattan. Hold on, window. This right here. This was taken a couple of years back with the Air 2S. But those are the Freedom Tower lights.
Damn.
There. And this is the view from Jersey. This is the financial district. Marcel, I will send you a special video that I cannot show ever in life. and you can pass it on to the guys, but I'll show it's a nice video.
I'm
gonna leave it at that.
Nice.
I look forward to it.
I feel like we all have a few nice videos in the back pocket, right?
I'll send it to Marcel and he can share it amongst you guys.
Flying in the city must be a challenge for like signal interference. No, like if you're
you know what, Herman and I talk about this all the time because we watch videos of guys out in the field and he's like, "Oh, I only win a quarter of a mile and I had signal interference from the corn." You know, I don't. It's you have to know. You can have multipathing issues. You can have multipathing issues. If you, especially against metal structures. Well, especially against metal structures, the Wi-Fi is not so bad, but for some reason, multipathing is worse against metal because your radio is sending the drone a signal. Okay, now the signal is going past the drone and reflecting off of the metal back at your drone. So now your drone says, "Hey, I have two signals. Which one should I use?" It's going to use the closer signal. So when you pull forward, it may go back and things, or the drone may get sucked into the metal object for some reason. I don't know what that's all about, but I have seen it. I have experienced it flying bridges. I've almost lost a drone
because you in, spit you out.
It for some reason it just pulls you like a magnet straight towards the object, towards the bridge, towards the metal structure. I don't know what that's all about, but thank you, Bart, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I've never sent a quad like I've never sent my 5-inch or anything like that in like an urban environment. I have sent a mini too.
Dude, you ever come back to New York? Hit me up, okay?
Hell yeah.
Herman says he chased a cruise ship from Brooklyn with Lightbridge, and that was early DJI with no problem.
Wow, Lightbridge
over a mile, and where he was, he could see the drone and everything, but he's not. He didn't have not one signal breakup.
Wow.
Nice.
It's just a matter of knowing your environment and stuff like that. That's
cool. You just got to be aware, and I guess like pay attention to all the information you have access to on your quad, right? Like
you trust your telemetry, but you got to worry more about wires and cables than anything. Oh, birds,
for sure.
Birds for sure.
Oh, birds,
Crows. We have red-tailed hawks, and as of late, American eagles have been seen as far down as New York City.
Oh, wow.
So they the red hawk population in New York is quite big. They started out with 2 hawks. Now hawks stretch out all the way to Long Island, and up into upper states of New York.
Well, those hawks, they love the big buildings, right? They'll just go perch on the top.
Yeah, peregrines and stuff like that.
Well, that's the best thing.
Peregrines love pigeons.
Well, they eat a lot of pigeons. They eat a lot of rats. Anything they can get their hands on.
Yeah,
you know,
other birds, everything. Yeah.
And you always.
I used to live.
Huh?
Oh, go ahead.
No, you always know when there's a hawk in the area. because you don't see birds.
You don't see any other birds. Exactly. I used to live downtown Toronto on the 36th floor, and trust me, the one day there was like I don't know which kind of hawk, but it was a crazy huge bird of prey sitting on my balcony looking inside at my cat like it was just wanting to eat.
Yeah, yummy. Yummy. Yeah.
Delicious.
And by the time I went to get a camera to take a picture of it, I go back and the bird's gone, of course.
Gotta go.
But it is cool, like because we get a lot of red-tailed hawks out here too. I mean, I'm only we're close, man. Like New York's not all that far from where I'm at, so yeah, we get a lot of the same kind of wildlife. So, yep. Except the rats you guys get out in New York City are fucking huge.
See, if you stick your forearm out like that, that could be the body.
Yeah. We were walking. We were walking back to our place in Brooklyn. We were going to go to, how they put on movies in like the parks on a big screen every now and again. Well, we got rained out the one time, so we're walking home and it's nighttime. All of a sudden, we're hearing all this sound and commotion on the ground, and like there's little gardens and the beside the trees and stuff. And then we just see these rats that are just the size of like a 12-foot shoe, and we're like, or not 12-foot, size 12 shoe.
12, size 12 shoe.
Yeah. We're like, damn, okay.
You haven't seen a rat so big its belly's rubbing on the ground yet, have you?
Well, yeah. It's funny. There was actually a Vice, I think it was Vice video where it was on New York City rat hunters, and they would have like cats, and it was like a whole squad of people that would get together in the community and go basically hunting the rats because there's just so damn many of them.
You see what Herman said? There's no rats here. They're just puppies.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? The garbage men that pick up the garbage,
oh man,
they usually back up the truck into the pile of garbage to move it, because if you see a bag moving, highly suggest you get on the other side of the street.
Right, no doubt.
Yeah. Seriously.
Yeah. That's... You don't want to be you don't want to get in between a rat and a New York City rat and its food.
You saw Pizza Rat. That was a baby. That was a baby. Trust me, that was a small rat. Pizza Rat was.
Yeah.
The Pizza Rat went viral, right?
Oh yeah. Where they were like were they feeding it, or were they just carrying it along with itself? No. Right.
Someone had dropped a slice of pizza.
Yeah,
and the rat said, "I got dinner," and was trying to carry it up the stairs, but people were coming down, so he ran back down the stairs. Now you got people on the platform screaming, so he's like, "Well, F this, I'm going up the stairs."
Right. Big, huge New York slice in its mouth. Yeah.
This is hilarious.
The seagulls in New Jersey do that. They've been known to, in Atlantic City, there's a bunch of casinos and stuff. They've been known to swoop down and snatch a hot dog straight out of your hand,
right off the bone.
Just swoop down. Or they have one viral video where a chick is comes out of the hot dog place or the pizza place, whatever it was she came out of, and one came down and decoyed, and when she went and dropped it, the other swooped down and picked it up and took off. So
yeah. See, the closest thing I had experience with that was when I was in Taiwan, in this like there was this one like 7-Eleven sort of like in a scenic area, like in the mountains, but there were what I refer to as crackhead monkeys that hang outside the 7-Eleven, and anybody that walks out carrying food, they're jumping on you and jumping at you, trying to snatch the food out of your hand, and you almost have to like puff your chest out and like scare them away because they're relentless.
Well, it's funny you say that, because during the crack era, there's a park called Washington Square Park in Manhattan, in the Village. And at one time during the crack era, they were saying, stay away from the squirrels. And people were like, why? The squirrels were hooked on crack. Because what would happen is they would take the vials, the little vials that they came in, the crackheads, and they would throw the vials. Somehow one squirrel started chewing on it and found another. And another, and another. So now you're seeing all these chewed up vials of crack in the park.
Oh my god!
So the squirrels would go sit there, and when the crackhead threw it away, he'd go grab a mouthful of them and run off and chew on them.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Yes,
that's so funny.
And also, if you're walking in New York and you're next to a tree and you see a hole in the ground about the size of a baseball, those are usually rats.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you just see a hole in the ground, those are usually rats.
Oof.
And the bigger the hole, the bigger that heifer is.
I can't even imagine. We have big rats here in Vancouver as well, but that's gnarly. That's like you're like feeding them on purpose.
But look, we're feeding them.
Yeah.
We put our garbage out on the street. What do you expect them to do?
Yep,
You know,
exactly.
but multiply and grow. If you stop feeding them, then they go away.
Yeah.
But you have people in New York that take one bite out of something, go, oh, that sucks, and throws it on the ground. Guess what?
Yeah, totally.
It's dinner for some rat.
Big city mentality for sure. I'm sure. I've never actually been to New York, but I've been to a lot of the states in the East Coast because I was in Ontario at the time.
Yeah.
But
It's a great place to come to. I've seen Wu-Tang perform in Washington Square Park in the early 90s, like Weed Smoke Day. You know what? That was that might have been National Smokeout Day. They had decided to have a National Smokeout Day. It was out New York, one of New York's first Earth Days. It was an Earth Day, and in Washington Square Park, that same park, the first year, the cops surrounded the park. I missed the first year, and I went to second. But the first year, they had a helicopter, and this is why there's no helicopters, no flying vehicles and stuff in New York, because the helicopter actually came down illegally and started dropping bags of weed and joints out of the helicopter. So they immediately arrested him. They stopped that. They nipped that in the bud. The next year, the police told you at the entrance of all the parks, you can go in and smoke as much as you want, but you can't leave here with any of it.
Huh. It was like a designated area. Yeah.
Everybody was in there smoking. You could stand there. A guy would walk up and ask if you had a light, and he would light his joint, take 2 puffs, and then hand it to you and walk away. It was like that. But the second year was really crazy there, because everyone, the cops didn't bother us, nothing. It was cool. But that was the second Earth Day. I do remember that. And Washington Square.
Twan.
Welcome in.
Twan. Mother fluffers.
You know, one thing that actually always surprised me is that I don't know if this would be a surprise to you guys, but New York City actually has one of the cleanest drinking water systems in North America or something like that.
Off-grid.
One of the best, believe it or not, New York water is so good, they put it in bottles and sell it to other states from the tap.
Yeah, tap water, exactly. The purification is like so top, or whatever the process is. It's so top notch that like there. I think New York City is actually ranked, basically one of the top cities in the world for drinking water.
And they
have one of the biggest Brita filters.
They say that they say also that's why our bagels taste so good, because of the water.
Yeah.
They say, I believe this to be true because I've tried a lot of bagels in places, and they should not be called bagels.
It sure would make the coffee better. I know that for a fact. Like boiled,
yes,
better water is definitely better. Interesting. Well, let's continue on a couple more videos before we run out of time for somebody else.
Friends, I just need to share.
Denzel, what's up?
Oh, basically.
What's up?
Go for it.
Sad news. I need you to pray for me because I'm about to lose my shit. I'm 95% done my R2D2 body, and the print just failed.
Wow.
700 grams of filament. And it was my fault.
Why? What happened?
I let the roll run out. I had an alarm set and I didn't hear it because I'm in streaming mode. And about 10 minutes into the stream, I was supposed to change the roll, and I forgot, and it missed a couple millimeters. And
how long?
I tried to line it up.
How long is the print in total?
4 days. It was going to be finished shortly after the stream tonight. It was so close.
Sorry.
Bummer, dude.
Now, what's the next step?
I might be able to measure the top and just print the top because it's just a flat cylinder. And then glue the two pieces together.
You could do that.
I gotta get it.
We believe in you, Dan.
That's my first time. If I don't, I'll have to reprint the whole thing.
Yeah, that's a bummer.
Give me a moment and I'll get it off.
And that,
show the video.
I've tried that a couple times.
Here you go.
I did that with with the dome once. The green screen. Oh, there you go. Lots of
it
ink though.
stopped right in the middle. Well,
Yeah.
okay.
Failure.
That would have been dope.
Wow.
Damn.
Sorry, man.
R2. Be another few days before you get done, R2.
You can blame it on us for just being too entertaining, Dan. Sorry.
I didn't hear the alarm. There was no pop-up, nothing. Jeez.
That's too bad. Your printer doesn't have a filament runout sensor then.
It does, but it kept malfunctioning on me and telling me I had to run it when there was no problem with it. So I stopped using it. I just have a piece of filament stuck in it, or I have pulled the plug on it now, rather. But I don't use it, and I guess man,
that's like when you have when you're trying to export like a 10-hour export in a video, and your computer just crashes the last time at the last second. You're like,
sounds
failure.
like
Yeah.
my computer.
Sorry to interrupt.
I have to do something.
I had to tell somebody or scream. I was about to scream.
No.
I was wondering what happened.
We're all human, Dan. Don't be too hard on yourself, buddy.
Yeah. It's a challenge.
This place where this water is, the water at its deepest point is only about 4 feet.
Oh wow!
Oh wow!
Yeah,
that's cool.
It's a little runoff reservoir where all the water goes from the neighborhood.
Is that the clean water, or is that the sewage water?
Oh no, this is just runoff. it runs off into like a little mini swamp area
off the land
at the far end. But I like to go here and fly in the mornings before it gets too hot sometimes. Yeah. Just because the place is empty and there's people along the water. The ducks are used to me. Yeah, as you see.
They don't care. Again. Seagulls, though, they're probably like
no seagulls. Don't seagulls will fly right next to you, and if you're gliding and just hovering, seagulls will actually come and hover right next to you.
Oh, really?
What are you looking at?
That's cool.
I've experienced
that on a head tracker. You gotta get a head tracker on your drone so you can see the seagull beside you.
Yeah, I had a traumatizing experience with a seagull. So
don't you love when your phone just says, "I didn't understand that," and I didn't ask it anything?
Yeah, I had a seagull get me one time. It was really? A sad day. Yeah, I was in it was on a beach. Well, obviously, because that's where the seagulls friggin'
what time of the year though?
I thought you were gonna say it was at a Walmart. It's crazy.
It was a I think it was like the fall maybe, or like early winter.
Okay, because out here in New York, during a certain time of the year, they have this little bird. Its bill is pink, but during mating season, it turns a fluorescent orange.
Yep.
And when that beak is orange, it will attack anything in the air near its nest or while it's trying to mate.
Oh, really? Well, see, the problem was for me was it was just super, super windy this day, and I sent up my Mavic, and I was just flying along like pretty low, just along the beach, like right along the water there, and I think it basically they're having to fight the wind to go one way. Well, it kind of turned around and just kind of like accidentally sort of swiped the Mavic. But
okay. Mm-hmm. Hey, Herman wants to know how big is R2D2.
When he's done, he'll be like 18 inches tall, I think.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
Okay, it's like a foot and a half. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, sorry.
Yeah, I'm gonna do lights and servos and everything. Yeah,
all right.
It happens. Just expensive. It's pretty much a whole roll of filament wasted.
What is there any way to? Is there any way to because you said it's just like the top little bit, right? That's left over.
Yeah, it's a pretty clean cylinder, and where it stopped is a pretty flat area. So I should be able to make a new print of just the top. Yeah. Starting where I ended off on the other one, or at least get it close within, 0.5 millimeter or something, and then I can glue them together and use Bondo to clean up the seam and stuff like that. So I'm
Yeah,
hoping
yeah.
I can do that. I should be able to because luckily it was like not at a weird slope. You know, it's just straight up and down. If you
Just
got a
straight up
slope,
and down. Yeah.
it's hard to get the width because you'll always see a little step there. You know, if you don't get the right height.
Yeah, and like maybe if it's pretty even around. Like I mean, I don't do 3D printing, but you know, even if it's a little taller or a little shorter than
Yeah, I don't think it'll matter because it's just sort of the top platform. I don't know.
Yeah, it's flat.
It's
nice.
just a cylinder. It's a flat cylinder. And the top goes up flat and then has a little cone on top. But there's a
And you said you're going to put servos and everything inside too, huh?
Yeah, he gets arms and he gets wheels and motors and lights and servos and probably an Arduino. So
okay,
wow.
Yeah, that's hot.
That's all PLA, right? Is it or?
I don't. Yeah, it's all PLA. I'm gonna do his gears and stuff in
job.
PTG. But
so this is what he's printing
that's
here, basically.
Okay,
this is my version of the chip droid. Same idea.
That's really cool.
3D prints all the things. This is
nice. Yeah, that's exactly.
And then you got the bottom piece. What he's missing is the skirt. They call it like the bottom skirt with a wheel.
A couple millimeters there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I have a feeling you'll be able to salvage it, bro.
Yeah, there's nothing moving in there or structural. I don't really think, except for where the bottom wheel
now,
is.
see, this I would love to do. Right here,
right.
this is even more than enough for me.
Yeah.
This video right here.
Long range cruising
along
some cliffs.
Yeah.
Whoa, with random. Oh, is this S Fidelis from? This is S Fidelis, right?
Give me a moment.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, this is the Italian homie.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yes,
you can see those Italian houses in the background.
Yeah. Man,
now my thing would be, where would most people would fly from the bottom up?
Yeah, being we talked about that one time too somewhere. Long range flying, it's better to be at the bottom than it is at the top flying, because your battery will actually lose juice at the end of its cycle to go all the way back up the mountain.
True. That makes sense. And gravity and everything else.
More force.
You'd rather be falling than flying out.
Yeah. Understandable. That totally makes sense. I see the logic behind it because I've always said if I were to fly a mountain, how would I fly it? And I would see it would be better to fly it up and get into trouble and turn around and come down than to get in trouble and have to go up.
Yeah. Because you could just cut your throttle and fall and then save your battery.
Now, question: are you using bi-props or tri? What props are you using?
I use tri. I use tri because I have a heavier build. All of our 7-inch builds are pretty heavy, though. To be honest, like we're using 6S 2P on a lot of the drones, and I think Denzel is using a 7.5-inch drone, which is like pretty heavy lipo battery on it, so that makes it pretty heavy.
Now, see,
I have a monster battery.
Now, see, on my FR7, I had tri-props on it, but it made it really floaty. It made it really floaty, but
lighter weight.
When I put the bi-props on, I found out I got more power, more power. I can open her up more.
Interesting.
Yeah, we definitely get more efficiency. What kind of weight was on it? Like, were you carrying a big GoPro on it? Was it a DJI?
Yes, carrying a GoPro and one of the long batteries on it. Yeah.
It could be floaty too because of your idle speed is too high. Your prop speed is going low enough.
That could be,
interesting.
Yeah.
Because I for some reason I could not get as much bite going forward because pitch forward on an FR7 is like this. Because when you take off, your camera's looking in the air already.
Yeah.
So just
the camera's above the GoPro.
Just to go level, you have to get like that. And usually by the time, if I'm not in a field like this, by the time I do level it off, I already have to slow down because I'm at the other end of the park. Which is why I like flying along the beach.
Gives you some space, right?
Yeah. Some length. This is sick. I haven't seen this yet. This is the first time.
Whoa.
This is ruthless. Ruthless FPV.
Are they the ones driving that and they're hanging out the car?
No.
No, definitely not.
I was gonna say,
I
like,
hope not.
so it
Yeah,
must.
right.
How could you?
Where are they though? Because
Probably
it's
not.
right hand drive.
It must
then.
be.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is in South Africa.
Right-hand drive.
Oh shit, that's cool.
Okay.
This
Who is this?
badass. Oh, he's
I
getting
know
out
a
in
kid.
it.
I know
Oh.
a kid from Africa
That's
that
the
does
driver.
a lot
isn't
of promotional stuff
No,
similar
no.
to this.
it? Ah,
I think the guy running out earlier was the driver, but
yeah.
Yeah,
Hop
he's
back in the
switching
roof.
Cars. He switched cars.
That's funny.
I think he's flying a 5-inch with F60s.
Oh, yeah.
F60. Kiss Ultra V2.
Nice.
What?
Let's
that
go.
shot, that's a shot and a half. Holy.
Mhm.
That's pretty cool, man.
Yeah, I like how get
And that track is tight too.
Yeah.
There's no
Oh,
room
yeah.
for error.
Yeah.
No.
No.
That's very tight
Good
You
track
crash.
for those cars.
You're getting run over.
Well, even with a 5-inch too, like that's a pretty small space to.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
wicked.
You gotta be tight.
But if the shots are definitely worth it if you get that shot.
Yeah.
Look at that.
See the camera like vibrating in that shot just there?
Yeah. Yeah.
And that was a female driver, I'm guessing. That's what it looks like.
Yeah. Well, it says Kayla on the side, I think. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Is that Kayla? Yeah,
That might
yeah.
help.
You know,
There you
It
go.
don't matter.
all these guys,
Wow.
professional stunt doubles. Look at this
Do
guy.
we have shit like this in America and Canada?
Yeah, they show
Oh.
off all the time.
If
These
they
ref
do-
shows.
Oh, look at that.
It's probably
Right.
underground.
Look at that
Who's
T-shirt.
badass?
T-shirt and the
Yeah.
logo right there.
That was a hot video. That was
Yeah.
cool.
Fuck yeah.
For show.
We only got a few more videos left, everybody.
River
Thanks
Rush.
so much for being here. South
Heck
Africa
yeah.
seems like to be their BMW drift cars, I've noticed. Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big fan. Techniques in the house. What's up, bud?
Hey, what up, Technique? What's good, bro?
Sweet.
Wait, this is a wing?
This is a wing. by-
Broccoli FPV.
This is the Shelby Vol style wing, actually.
Ah.
Yeah. This is a huge wing. This is, I forget the measurements of it, but basically, this is the size.
Like a
Yeah.
50. Is that like a 1.5 or a 1 meter? I guess a 1 meter.
Sure.
Nice. Also, they usually do wingspan in like 1500s or 1000s.
Yeah, I just can't remember.
I wonder how they get such good smooth footage. I'm guessing it's gyroflowed or
Yeah, I would bet it was just.
I was thinking the same thing. It would have to be gyroflow,
Yeah.
which
yeah.
I can't stand, but
yeah. I'm kind of
Gyroflow's my bread and butter.
anti-post. I'm like anti-post stabilization because my computer can't handle it.
I was actually I loved Real Steady so much until they sold it to GoPro and ruined it.
That sucks.
They
You're running a
ruined
Mac, aren't you, Koala?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
Oh,
When I was running my Mac, exporting video is I had like top of the line Mac, and it still takes like hours to export a video. Now that I have this fancy PC, I can export like 4K at a gyroflow in like 2 minutes.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
I don't understand the difference. Like it's crazy the amount of money you pay for a Mac, and then it's like, what? I have to wait like 4 hours for my YouTube video to be ready.
Oh, this
Like-
was down in Florida. This
Ooh,
was a Pavo Pico.
yeah.
Oh, nice.
nice.
Yeah.
The Pavo Pico I love that little bird. I'm actually going to get a second one
Fun.
because all you
Yeah.
do is set your protocol. They send it to you, and then you put a DJI Air unit into it, and O3 unit into it, and it's ready to go. Plug and play.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No
There you go.
soldering, nothing.
Super smooth looking too.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, you pay for the Apple logo.
I finally have the settings close in gyroflow, but what I found out with this Pavo Pico, you have to be traveling at a certain speed.
Hmm.
Too fast will
Mhm.
introduce too much vibration. Too slow will add vibration,
Yeah.
but
Yeah,
on a
the-
slower level.
You need
just
the
have to
proper
point
throttle
at right
position.
medium.
You could change the resonance of your camera mount. Is what you gotta do.
You know what? I tried that, and
Stiffen
it
it or
didn't work
soften it.
until I pulled a Joshua Bardwell and took double-sided tape and put the
Nice.
screw through it. Then
Little dampener.
Ah,
yes, the
Yeah.
dampeners. Those DJI cameras need dampeners badly. They should
they
come
need
with
soft mounts for
set.
sure.
They should come with
Yeah.
little washers or something. I
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Well,
amount
that's
of
why all
videos
the
I've
new
seen-
quad, all the new frames are coming with DJI mounts, right? With the rubber
yeah.
camera mounts in the front and stuff like that. The new.
It is kind of weird how like why are those ones so susceptible compared to say an analog camera or whatever? Because I mean, I swear, left, right, and center, at least once or twice a week, you see a guy that posts a 03 footage, but it's just riddled with jello or wobbles,
Or it's
and
muddy.
It probably.
yeah.
It probably
But
has some sort of a floating element or a dampened element in the lens. I would
That's
assume.
possible, but I did find out.
Yeah.
I did find out that particular camera, the stabilization sucks. That's why everybody turns it off. In fact, if you shoot with stabilization on the 03, it looks worse.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Yeah, I've never used it.
Everyone
These are great shots.
uses it off.
That was cool, like a
I thought
proposal or
this was
something
still
like
Novice
that.
Quads.
That was cool.
I thought this was still Novice Quads. I was like, cool shot, man. This is Jason
Oh, no,
Novak.
you don't see skyscrapers. It's not me.
Yeah.
Riot 9
Well, he
says,
did go to Florida. He did go to
Riot 9 says
Florida.
maybe
We did
03
go-
owners have more money than tuning ability.
Bro,
Shots fired.
I will own that
Oh.
because that's me.
Go,
I have
go.
very little money and even less tuning ability.
That's funny.
Hilarious.
I'm afraid to go into.
That's
the
why I
tuning
love.
rabbit hole.
That's why I love Brandon Beans, man. I just
You
say,
see
Brandon
those
Beans, will you
flames
look
that
at
we're
my?
shooting out there?
That would melt your props
Those
easy.
flames will melt anything near them,
Yeah.
including your
Yeah.
quad.
Yeah, I was shooting Rolling Loud one year. If you guys have ever heard of Rolling Loud, and they had all of these like crazy flame sort of pyro setups at the front of the stage, close to the photo pit. And the first time it went off, like it was so freaking hot. Your whole like my whole face was
You
feeling like it
feel
was gonna
you
burn.
singed hairs. You feel like hairs
Yeah.
are singed.
Even if you're like, I was like 10 or 20 feet away from them, and they're just putting off so much heat.
So they're flying a huge freaking old school what do they
Ducted.
call that one? That was the
That looks like a
Shenzhen
Shenzhen.
Squirt. Yeah, Shenzhen Squirt.
Yeah, like a
Yeah, it
squirt,
doesn't say
right?
anything in there.
Old,
It's weird.
huge
They're
duct.
flying the it was a Hero 11 Mini, but they
It
didn't have
works.
any filter on the front of it.
Right.
They didn't have the lens cover.
No.
Oh no, it's not the 11 Mini, but whatever it is, yeah. Yeah,
I don't know if that's a square. I don't know if that's square. That almost looked like a Cinesplorer with like homemade 3D printed ducks or something.
Well, you don't really see the ducted stuff or those big of duct stuff anymore, do you?
No, not really. But I think
No.
for this event, I think that's probably why.
Yeah.
Big, softer
you have
ducts.
to.
Now he's
You
not
have
using.
to-
See,
You
that
have
drone
to
is-
have guarded probes in there.
Yeah, you can't
Oh,
have
yeah.
open.
Yeah, that's a big no-no. Especially
I wouldn't fly that job without guarded.
Oh, for sure. But he's flying.
Whether
a
it was the
different
rules or
drone.
not.
You've
Yeah.
seen the beginning of this video. He's flying a totally different drone.
Yeah.
Yes, it looks like he had a Sin
Right.
35 at the
Right.
at the end.
It shows it coming into the thing. Where is it?
Yeah,
Right
there
there.
we go.
Oh, right
Looks
there.
like a
Oh yeah, it's like a little
35.
Cinelog. Yeah.
Yeah. It could be a Cinelog. It could be any of those type of like smaller ducted.
2-inch ones or whatever, right? 2 or
True,
3.
that's true.
Those aren't really ducted. They call them prop guards.
But I can agree with that
Yeah.
fire. I went to a wrestling match.
Mm.
My nephew
Oh,
got
yeah.
tickets, and
Yeah.
we were at least 30 rows back. And every time the flame went off, I thought I lost hair on the side of my
Yeah.
face.
No doubt.
So
Oh,
imagine
yeah.
you when you were 5-6 feet away. I can imagine.
It scared the crap out of me actually, and apparently it fried somebody's camera sensor. Actually, it was so hot that
I could believe it.
Yeah. Yeah, that was crazy.
But this is how you get those money shots.
Big time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at that shot.
That's the production value is next level for sure.
Yes, like, definitely.
They're getting paid. They're getting paid enough to replace the drone if they have to.
Yeah.
They probably have a box of them in the back.
That looks like he's flying a naked GoPro. No.
Oh yeah, or the bones. Yeah.
Yeah, the bones. Okay,
that makes sense.
Not the naked, the bones. But at least he had a backup.
Oh yeah, it is the bones. You can see the thing on the side of it.
The logo there.
And
can you even still get the bones? Is it even a thing anymore? Or?
I don't know.
I honestly couldn't tell you.
I'm not sure.
Huh. Because unless you want to go naked camera or do it yourself or pay for it, they're pretty expensive. And
they are. They're just as expensive as the shit you don't strip.
Exactly. So it's like it's.
Oh, that was a cool shot.
Yeah, it's almost better to pay for the bones. Really, it's like ready to go. But
look at
that one there.
That's cool.
That was a cool shot. The drone above it.
Yeah, that's gonna get in your reel for sure.
Yeah, I never built like a Cine Whoop. I did buy a Kiss Ultra Mini V2 flight controller so I could, put one in one. But that flight controller is just sitting around because I haven't bought a frame or motors or anything yet. So
Bartman says he has bones and they still sell it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
they still sell bones.
Yeah, nakeds aren't covered under subscription, so you're on your own, and yeah.
Right.
This is that open IPC from Mario, and he's doing
a
flight test here in Greece.
Oh, nice
video series he's got out right now.
Is this a recent one?
Yeah, very recent.
Oh wow,
12 hours ago.
No way. So this is the actual DVR from OpenIPC then?
Yeah.
That was those weird.
This is 4K at like FPV like goggle feed.
Yeah. Those weird sort of like cutouts with the like almost like the bit rate just drops and the
yeah.
Look, that's kind of weird.
That would scare me too.
Wait, which is there goggles that actually do 4K?
He's got a custom set, I think, or something, some module or something.
Custom goggles. I was like, I didn't know if any of them actually.
Right, because the DJIs are
stuff. 1080, right?
Yeah, this whole open IPC thing is just like it. I mean, it's getting really refined actually. The boards and stuff for it. But those cutouts are really freaky, man. I don't like that.
Yeah, they're weird.
What do you mean? Oh, at the side?
No, where it goes like all of a sudden it goes gray and kind of just
that would bug me out.
Those weird compression things, yeah.
Exactly, yeah, like artifacting or like where the data rate drops, so it's like the breakup basically, that right there. Yeah.
Why does it do that too? I wonder.
That's really strange.
I don't know. I don't know.
It doesn't seem to be a pattern. It's more random.
Mm-hmm. It does seem random.
I was trying to time it, and it does seem random. Each time it does,
it's like a compression
is off.
Yeah, it's a compression thing.
Yeah, you can tell by the way that it degrades. It's like you see it on YouTube sometimes. Like you get like a sort of like some frame glitches like that every now and again.
Ooh.
See, that would drive me crazy.
Yeah, I would scare the shit out of me.
Right, 9 would know.
You're going to hit a gap and it does that.
Oh man, that'd be gnarly.
So apparently the open IPCs, they support 1080 up to 90, 720 up to 120, and 3K up to 30 frames per second.
Okay.
Well, unless this is you said this was just uploaded, so maybe this is even.
Yeah, maybe, who knows?
Yeah, he says it does H265 up to 1080, 120.
Okay, so it is high efficiency video codec then, 265, yeah.
Crazy.
But this is all all open source stuff.
What's causing the muddiness? because I found out the muddiness in videos that I've done, the bit rate was too high.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Because gyro
Or
flow
too
starts
low.
you at 124 on the bit rate, and I found out if
Yeah.
I lower it down between 38 and about 45, it's a lot cleaner for
Yeah.
YouTube.
Yeah. With GyroFlow, I always export like whatever came into GyroFlow as, and then
Yeah, I try to keep.
I never change it. Keep it native.
I do that, and for some reason, the videos the 03 video comes out muddy. But since I've been lowering the bit rate, it seems to be fine.
Interesting.
Huh.
I'll have to check that out on my next time.
Yeah, it comes standard 124. If you Google what's the bit rate for YouTube 4K YouTube videos, it'll tell you that margin.
Yeah.
I've done it a few times. Hold on.
Cool.
Well, the one thing I was going to say is
in 4K.
Technically, wouldn't it, like, you get better
35.
latency with a lower bit rate, right? For digital FPV?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I believe so.
Let's see right here. It says YouTube recommends a bit rate of 35 to 45 Mbps
Megabits
for 4K
per second,
videos at 24 frames per second. And if you're running 60 frames per second, the bit rate should be 53 to 68 Mbps.
Yeah. Yeah.
Check
So when
it
you're
out,
in
play
Premiere,
around with it. I've that video from Florida, I actually lowered the bit rate from 124 down to 55, and that number seemed to work. Anything before 55 or after was crap, but 55 seemed to be that magic number on that video, because the same setting does not work.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, bitrate. It's just less mostly color information, right?
Yeah,
but
yeah.
you know what the thing I always thought was weird? There's like these guys with the O3s. They say that they can't fly on. Oh, whoa, that's a sweet shot there at the end. These O3 guys say that they can't fly at 30 frames per second because it's too choppy or too much latency or something.
Yeah, it's weird. It's blurry and weird. You don't want to do it.
But because for us, like analog guys, I think, well, I mean, I don't exactly know what analog frame rate is, but or it's not even frame rate, it's fields per second on analog. But I don't know. I would think, okay, lower frame rate, better latency, and better whatever. That's what you'd think. But
it's true. It's true. It's true. Lower frame rate usually means better. Should mean better latency because it's transmitting less data. Right?
Exactly. Yeah.
But it's not always the way, depending on the system. Sometimes it's the goggles that compress it. You know, whatever. Like I don't know. It's
whatever the conversion somewhere is. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's where gyro flow screws me up.
Yeah. Yeah, I never change it. I always just use the native format in GyroFlow. I always export.
Every now and then I have to click it from dynamic to non-smooth, no smoothing. Then sometimes no smoothing doesn't work. I have to put it on dynamic.
Yeah,
weird.
It varies on the lighting and everything. I don't know. Maybe it's just the Pavo Pico. I mean, it has an O3 in it.
Yeah,
I just haven't mastered it yet, but I am getting better at it though.
Well, if there's one thing like that might transfer over from my knowledge in cameras is that if you are doing any type of stabilization in post, the cameras prefer a higher shutter speed when it comes to any kind of post stabilization.
Yes.
So if you're in a lower light scenario and you're trying to gyro flow it, and it's using, you don't have the shutter set manually, and it's, let's say, a low shutter, well, you're probably not going to get the best gyro flow results because there's motion blur in all the frames. Whereas if you have a faster shutter speed where each frame, if you paused it, is basically like a still, then it's easier for the stabilization to work with.
That would make sense. There's less blur.
Yeah.
Which would explain why Bartman put the O3 shoots best at 100 frames per second.
Yeah.
Which is great. Okay. But in the real world and video world, no one's going to accept 50 frames per second if you render it down.
No.
It's
Got to be 30 or 24.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. In real world scenario.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, unless the client wants to be able to slow it down later, but yeah,
that's true. That would be true also. But I don't know what it is either. The fact that it shoots better at 100, but I usually use mine between 60 and 100.
Yeah.
Wow, we're flying in Bosnia right now. This is sick.
That's cool, man. I like those snow caps on the right. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is kind of a cool text on the bottom too. I like it.
Yeah. I would be heading straight for those cliffs right there.
Mm-hmm.
I guess it's not even snow; it's just rock, but it looked snowy.
It's hard to tell because the color grading on this is very blown out on the white.
It's kind of extreme, yeah. But based on the they're not like huge. It's not a huge mountain cliffy type thing, so I don't think it would be snowy. It looks like a pretty.
Almost looks like it is. Though,
I think this almost looks like he was shooting at a lower light setting, and then forgot to adjust the camera like we so often do. The next time we go out flying.
Yeah, I think he cranked the contrast in post.
That too. Yeah.
Where's you know what we need to do? Say his name 3 times.
Nomad.
Here.
Nomad.
Nomad Ariel.
Yeah.
Nomad. Nomad Ariel. Nomad Ariel.
He'll show
Look
up.
at the bottom of the mountains there where it changes to a different color.
That's crazy.
Wild.
But those snow caps, I'd be so on them.
Yeah, they look like they might be snow.
They look like it, right?
It looks like there are parts of snow on it. Like it is a very white, rocky thing, but it looks like there is snow on there.
It's very odd because you can't really tell like the altitude because those don't look that big. But
they could already be high up.
Yeah,
they might start high up.
Looks like we're gonna go take a little gander over there. Let's go take a look.
But I'm like, to hell with the zigzag and hit it.
Get up there, man.
Get up there, man. You're killing battery time.
Right? Oh, that's definitely snow.
Oh, that's not snow. That's rocks.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
No, on the ground there. Isn't that snow?
Rocks. Yeah, it's rocks.
I think it's a gravel slide.
I guess
gravel slide.
It's just
it's
overexposed.
It looks like snow, but it's
it's already light gray rock, and then it's overexposed. And
it's overexposed by like a stop, so the highlights are clipped. Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe those piles of gravel are called scree.
But that does, I agree with Bartman. It is gorgeous going up there.
Absolutely.
So nice.
A secret word is scree.
See, I want
scree.
I want to see what's on the other side. Like, get to the top and let's see what's on the other side.
And just peek over and turn around.
The end of the world.
Don't go down the other side though.
Oh no.
Yeah, for real.
I had an experience like that where I went up a thing and I'm like, oh damn, something even further behind it looks really sick, but like I don't think I'm gonna send it beyond this big ass hill. And
just keep going. Come on.
It's like I don't know how tall that hill in the distance is, and if it's any lower, then I'm kind of screwed.
Just gotta keep going higher and higher.
It's not lower.
Yeah.
You just gotta. I wouldn't mind getting like a little sextant or something to be able to calculate. Like, at 5 kilometers away, I need to be this high to be above the tree line or whatever.
Right. Totally. Just set out there, do some math on paper and sextant and like.
Just take the goggles off for a second, do a little calculation. Just
eyeball
before you take off. Before you take off, like, at 10 kilometers, I need to be this.
According to my hypothesis here,
as your drone's crashing to the ground. Put a rangefinder
going back down.
Yeah, you get some serious some speed, right? Yeah. You know what? Now that he's going down, it's a lot bigger than it looked from a distance.
Yeah. It's better exposed too.
But like you said, they might be already up there because that looks like half of the mountain.
Yeah,
where they are.
That's like a little. That's just a little chunk, just hanging off the side of it. Yeah. Huh.
The mix with like the white gray to like green is so weird, contrasting in my eyes right now.
I think he was just. I think
Same.
he was trying to get artistic in post.
It does
Maybe
look
that's what he was
cool,
trying-
but it's
does.
kind of tricking my brain into thinking it's all snow.
Yeah.
Yeah, a
It
little
does
too
give
far,
that effect, right?
Got to bring
But-
down the highlights.
Yeah.
All right. We got to get her going because we're running out of time here. Let me quickly
Oh.
go through that. It was an 8-minute video. Oh, Fred,
Oh, wow.
would have been it.
Yeah,
well,
it's
I
getting past my bedtime.
I appreciate you guys having me on. Usually, if
Oh,
I haven't
dude.
done it by 10 a.m., I'm asleep.
All right.
Yeah.
We've only
Dude,
got a few
pleasure.
more left, I think. Denzel,
Ours,
how many videos do we have left after this one? Do you know?
Uh,
This one's the kite one.
after
Well,
this
okay,
one,
learning.
four,
Gosh, okay, we're gonna have to skip a couple.
including the light show.
Right, the light show's got to stay. It's a
They're all
Vancouver
pretty
one this
short. This one's 4. The next one's 3.
This is,
Three and a
oh,
half.
This is your
you,
last video, your last
you,
videos.
Marcel, remind me. Oh my God, man. This
This
is
is a
the
cool
video
shot.
the guy paid me for $100 for 8 seconds. This view
Whoa.
right here.
Sick.
This view right
Yeah.
here is what he paid me freaking. And I shot
Yeah,
with a
everybody-
Phantom 4. I cringed because the camera is like this way, squirrel that way.
Yeah,
I'm actually straight ahead down by the water.
there's a
Wow.
good shot. That's a beautiful
Those are
shot.
that looks
This
cool,
is
man.
the
Like the
largest
symmetry.
housing development in the United States.
That's
Wow.
so cool.
Huge.
That's a
What's it
great
called,
shot.
or what
That's
area
called-
is that?
That's called Queensbridge. A lot of famous
Queensbridge.
rap groups have come out of Queensbridge.
Absolutely.
That's the 59th Street Bridge there. And
Yeah.
that's Roosevelt Island in the middle. Where all that space is, there are now skyscrapers
Wow.
on that
Wow.
island now.
Yeah. Fuck your
On
pride.
Man, this is a cool video, man.
I cringe at it, man.
Really?
Yeah, we've come far. Man. You've
Freaking-
come far.
If you see the stuff
Yeah.
that I do now, you would know why I cringe. This was with a Phantom 4 Pro. I'm
Yeah.
actually
Interesting.
past those barges on the side. I'm about 3 blocks past those barges on the left.
Nice. Under the
Wow.
bridge, over the bridge.
So what part of it makes you cringe? Is it like the
The herky jerky.
yeah,
the
yeah,
steady-
yeah.
It's like squirrel, you know.
Like
Yeah.
changing position mid shot. Oh, basically, right? Yeah.
I've
The non-smooth pans.
yes. The no edit, the no cut. I should have cut there. Little things. You go back and you look at the stuff you used to do, and
Yeah.
that's the UN. If you
I'll
look
do
at that green building on the right side,
Yeah.
that's actually the UN over there. If you
Wow.
get too close, they will dispatch a helicopter.
Wow.
And no, I did not fly through there. I thought about it.
Yeah. Oh man, that's
Sorry,
a
if you
cool
get too
spot.
close to what, will they dispatch a helicopter to the bridge?
The UN.
UN.
The United Nations.
Oh, the UN.
Yeah, no, that's a
for
freestyle
sure.
spot right there.
There you
That
go.
smokestack stops at about 700 and something feet.
Holy.
That
Wow.
smokestack, because the top of this bridge is about 400 and change.
Right.
Damn.
And that's where we were. We had a meet up.
Man.
It was in the middle of the winter, and we were
It was
out
windy.
there flying Phantoms like fools.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Oh yeah, I remember the
Great.
Phantom days, man. My first quad was my first drone was a Phantom 3. Phantom 3. Was it SE or something like that? It wasn't the. It didn't have whatever the OcuSync or whatever the hell they used to call it.
Right.
It was just
Right.
Wi-Fi, so I could only go like maybe a
Yeah, it was
kilometer if I was
Lightbridge
lucky.
back then. Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
This was kind of funny because I don't usually stay and watch these boats, but I guess the guy hears the motor of the drone, and the guy in a red jacket, and he says something to one of the other people, and they kind of look up out of the corner of their eyes. And I'm like, all right, let me leave them alone, for they think somebody's watching them or something. You see the left, the right, the moving left, that kills me. Because I've never put out a video with that now.
Yeah.
You know.
You'll cut any of the
I get
movements
that.
and make it all smooth, right?
Yes, definitely. See, this the one down on the bottom is actually looking up there.
That's awesome, though. You came from somewhere, man. It's awesome to see how much.
Still
you
fun to
progressed.
watch, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Well, I can definitely
This is
say
pretty.
I have grown some in the video world.
Mhm.
It's just there's not enough time to fly. I really think,
No,
Yeah.
definitely not.
especially when you have to pay bills.
Yeah,
yeah.
man, brother.
Now, see,
I
this
This is a pretty
fun.
video.
is nice. To
Mhm.
fly
We
up on that
sure-
lighthouse like that, yes, definitely.
I'd be all over that.
It's been a long time since I've flown the lighthouse here in Vancouver. We have
Flatten
one
out
on the
that
other
orbit. Flatten out that orbit.
Mhm.
Actually, he's booking. He's covering a lot of ground. That's why he's tilting.
Yeah, he's tilting.
Oh,
So it's a big
Al
orbit.
Mac was saying Prodigy was from Queenbridge, eh?
Oh wow!
Yep.
And now,
Yes. Yes.
That's where they first smacked their bitch up.
oh Jesus! Nice one, Dizzle.
Yeah, that's where it all started.
What Mob
Yeah.
Deep and all that, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, there's a lot of hip hop history in New York, that's for sure.
Oh, geez, yeah.
See, even
Actually-
this is cool, cruising just above.
Yeah.
This is kind of the footage
Yeah.
I'm going to be capturing this weekend. Actually, a little bit of
Oh, nice.
Nice.
range in hilltops. Not really super mountainous, but some nice
Yeah.
spots in the
Quit
Okanagan.
bragging. Quit bragging.
Lucky guy.
Come on out! September's going to be amazing.
Ugh.
Sick.
Dude, work has fallen straight off for me. I have like no work lined up.
Oh yeah. All right, guys, skip through this one. This is another show reel. Unfortunately, we don't have time for it, but we have this 2024 Vancouver Light Show that they did here
Oh,
in Falls
sweet.
Creek, just where we're doing
Nice.
the meetup. So yeah, this is not
Nice.
far from the Science World area.
Oh yeah, remember I sent you that picture a couple of weeks ago. You're like, you need to gorilla whoop the science center. They have that big like dome, a geodesic dome there, all lit up at night. Oh, that's cool.
Wow. Flying a drone around a swarm of drones. Or is it the drone?
Yeah.
That's my
No, this is handheld.
that's one of my bucket lists to actually fly a drone light show.
Yeah.
It'd be really cool.
I wanted
With a lot of
dive it.
drones.
Can you imagine dive through that?
Well, I don't know if we talked about it on this show or someone I talked about it with, but I guess apparently with these types of like swarm drone light shows type of thing, a lot of times they do it over water, I guess, because if,
Oh, yeah.
if
Yes.
something
Yeah,
if you get a fail safe or anything kind of happens, then yeah.
or field or something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're seeing
they
them
just
live.
the
Yeah.
last show that they had that they had a major failure. They lost 55 of their drones, but they all went into the water.
Jeez.
Yeah, I saw that. That was in like Portland or something on July
Uh-huh.
4th.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Weekend.
they
It
made
was in the
sure they're
news.
over the
They lost
water. They did a hip hop one here in New York in every borough. So
Huh.
whoever was famous from Queens, they did a tribute to them. Whoever was famous from the Bronx,
Wow.
they did a tribute to them in the Bronx. If you were famous from Manhattan, they did these secret pop-ups. So you had to
Huh.
keep up with their Instagram page, and they'd be like, all right, we're going live this weekend at so-and-so park. Line up here if you want to see the show.
Wow.
That's cool.
That's cool.
Very neat. Very neat.
Did they do Novice quads in Rockaway Beach?
Oh man, no, not good enough yet.
You're waiting there. You're getting there. One in Australia.
As long as I'm
and
cruising, I'm
you go
happy.
down in the bay too. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
there
the
must be a
nice
lot
thing
of-
about oh, sorry, Marcel.
must be a lot of drones in the water.
Oh yeah.
Well, in Portland, they said they rescued all but one of them, or
Right.
something like that. They had a diver in there.
Yeah, $2,600 a drone. I'd be down there swimming too.
Yeah, for sure.
Still do an insurance claim though.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, of
Oh yeah.
course.
Well, there's no way they're all perfectly fine.
No.
Why
I'm sure
not?
Some of, at least
They
most,
got worry
at least
free
most of them
coating.
got cooked.
We got worry-free
Do they?
coating
I
on
don't
them.
know. I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah. Rise.
Very cool. Well, thanks very much, Lawrence Novice Squads, for joining us on an awesome
Thanks
Tuesday.
for having
Exactly.
me
Yeah,
on,
man.
I appreciate you guys.
Been a
Yeah,
lot
good
of-
to meet you,
Oh,
man.
we love it.
we all know who
great to hear
talk
about.
to if we want to go visit New York.
Yeah, if you come through New York, I'm telling you, let me know. I'll tell you where there are some hotels.
Yeah,
that
Dude, I'm
are
crashing on your
affordable.
couch, man. I'm crashing on your couch, man. Screw the hotel.
I think you need the invite first for that, Dan.
Invite Schminvite.
He makes himself
Knock,
at
knock,
home.
knock.
Yeah.
Show me the fridge.
Show me the fridge.
The fridge and where the bathroom is, right?
Yeah.
Mm,
Oh, one of those punks. All right. Thank you very much. It's been a really great time, and we'll have you guys on next time. We've got a community hangout coming up in, I was going to say, yeah, it is August 1st coming up. No, it's not August 1st. What day is that? August 6th. August 6th is our community hangout. So you're welcome back, Lawrence, if you want to come and hang out with us where you do
Not a problem. Not a problem.
Stuff. But
I have to make sure I have some alcohol next time. I'm a lot more fun once I loosen up.
there we go.
there you go.
Oh yeah, thanks again. Yeah, we have we have Hugo from True RC next week. So that's going to be an awesome stream. We've got some antennas. We're going to have a little giveaway. It's going to be really cool. So everybody here, make sure you smash that like. It's already posted, that stream, so it's going to get some hopefully some views on that one. It's going to be really good. And then the week after that, we've got Dan Z. That's right.
Not me.
Dan Z. Let me throw up a picture real quick. I thought I saved it. There it is. Dan Z. Hell yeah. Nice.
Oh, yeah. And you were going to mention the event.
Yeah, I know. I realized that at the end of the stream. So 14th and 15th of September, FPV the city, Tiny Whips and Micros. We are flying different size drones before and after the 14th and 15th if you're around. But the weekend is dedicated to micros, anything under 250 grams. The picture shows Tiny Whips and an abducted drone. That's just because the pictures that I found quickly. We've got a huge list of sponsors for the event, as you can see. SN Hobby, Motor, True RC, Fox Ear, Happy Model, iFlight, God, HQ Props. I was going to say HD Props. And Fly High FPV. And yeah, I think that's it.
True RC too, right? Did you say?
Yeah,
True
I said
RC?
them. Yeah.
Marcel was telling me about some of the sponsor stuff, man. If you guys are going, it's gonna be. There's a lot of cool stuff you can win.
Yeah, I don't know if I can announce every prize that I received that's going to go out.
Oh yeah, no. I'm just saying, hush,
make it more like a surprise, and
there's a lot of cool prizes.
Totally. But everyone's going to leave with a lot of something, like a lot of something. So it's not going to be like
keep them guessing. That'll make them want to come.
Exactly.
For sure.
It's the bait.
So
it's the bait.
Check all those links down below, guys. Patreon, PayPal, Amazon, all those links. Subscribe to all the people. Check them all out. Yeah, thanks you for being here. We'll see you guys next week. Have a good weekend.
Peace out, y'all.
Flying high through the sky, FPV world spinning. I don't know why. Feeling the thrill, the adrenaline rush. Go racing, he never goes. Moving fast, capturing the view. FPV goggles, taking me through, watching the world from up above. FPV adventure, all I love. Off-axis sensor and koala on YouTube.